There we go. Testing 1, 2, test. Perfect. All right. Welcome. Coach, we're here.
We're here. Ready to go.
A little bit of audio difficulty. Welcome to everybody to this afternoon's NE10 conference matchup between the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen, who are 1-4-1 in the conference, 3-5-1 overall. That's 6 points, fifth in the NE10. They're from New Hampshire, Manchester, New Hampshire. And your Post University Eagles, 1-8-1 on the season, 5-1 in conference, 5 points, 6 in the NE10, and they're from Waterbury, Connecticut. We're live at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. Coach Pete Whitney, who you just heard, will join us a little bit more in a moment. I'm Jeff Nelson, bringing you all today's live action on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. So it's been a tough stretch for the Eagles. This is game number 5 of the 8-game homestand. They currently are 1-3 on that homestand. The one win was an impressive come-from-behind victory last Friday against Franklin Pierce, but then they followed it up with a tough 2-0 loss where they just didn't get a ton of opportunities. And coaches will bring you in. You know, they had that exciting win on Friday, come-from-behind win, really set a standard for what in those 52 minutes that we talk about, where they played well and they came out and, I don't want to say it was a dud on Saturday, but a tough 2-0 loss to a freshman goaltender wasn't challenged that much.
No, it's putting the two games in a row together. That's always a challenge with the the 2 in a row in college. But I expect them to come out tonight with this afternoon with plenty of energy, just like they did last Friday. Both teams are very similar in many categories. So I'm just excited to get this going and see who decides to step up and put something in the back of the net tonight.
Should be a good one, and we hope you enjoy us in this game wherever you are, listening or watching to us this afternoon on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com. Your needs for you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from Southern New Hampshire University, the Penmen in goal, Colin Burke, 6'190" freshman out of Crofton, Maryland. He is 1-2 on the season, 3.66 goals against average, .885 save percentage. His defensive combination is Ethan Rodriguez, 5'11" junior out of Sioux City, Iowa, and Jim Minig, 6-foot sophomore out of Auburn, Pennsylvania. His forwards on left wing, Ryan Pompaselli, 6 foot out of Needham, Massachusetts, Brendan Lynch, 5'10" out of Nepean, Ontario, and Anthony Marchant. His right wing, 5'8" out of Norwood, Massachusetts. The head coach in his 6th season, 7th year, though, Sean Walsh. Assistants, Rex Crowley, Chris Moquin, and Matt Osgood. For your Eagles, again, 5th of a 8-game homestand. Before we get to the starters, they'll be without Patrick Murphy, who's day-to-day with a shoulder. And then again, we're all day-to-day, but hopefully Murph will be back soon, probably after the weekend, which would mean beginning of the year. And then Connor Murray, who is disqualified for today's game for his fight at the end of the game on Saturday. The starting lineups are goaltender Zach Richards, who leads the NE10 in save percentage and goals against average, the junior out of Hampton, Maryland. 2.54 goals against average and a .919 save percentage, 1-2-1 overall. His defensive combination is Ryan O'Connell, sophomore out of Carmel, New York, 6'176", and Cameron Craig, the freshman out of Larkspur, Colorado, 5'11", 190. The forwards, Jake Alloy, sophomore out of East Haven, Connecticut, Connor Barter, the senior out of Lowell, Massachusetts, and Tommy Bice, a junior out of Holland, Michigan. The assistant coaches, Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown, and the head coach in his 2nd season is Tim Richter. Coach Zach Richards leading the NE10 in save percentage and goals against average. What's he doing so well right now?
He's being an older individual really helps a goaltender in the maturity piece, the personal maturity that he has, because he's a very even-keeled human being. So that really helps him in the net. And he's just seeing the puck and he's making the saves he needs to make. So he's very composed and yet to see him rattled.
Eagle family, do you have a question about your favorite Eagle teams? Do you have a question for us? Do you have a question in the booth? Do you want to know what's going on? Do you want to know behind the scenes what we have to deal with here at the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles? If you do, go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side, then click on Ask the Broadcast. Pick the sport you'd like to ask a question for, in this case, men's hockey. or whatever sport you'd like to ask a question for, as all our games are broadcast on a network somewhere. That way you can directly interact with you. Coach and I will be doing several different games throughout the season, so feel free to ask us a question, and if we pick your question and answer it on the air, we'll gladly answer what it is you ask. So please go to posteagles.com and ask the broadcast. We now will take a moment to rise for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem this afternoon here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, as crowd is filing in for game one of a two-game set. The last two games for the Eagles prior to the holiday break, games 5 and 6 on the 8-game homestand. Eagles wearing their home whites today after going with the third jersey grays last weekend. They'll go left to right as you look at your dial and screen. The Penmen from southern New Hampshire in their navy blue and we'll call that yellow. Maybe they call it gold. They're going right to left as you look at your dial. Coach, Eagles need to get out quick and then not only take the lead but hold the lead to really set the standard and hopefully get a couple of wins this weekend. Get a couple of wins this weekend, you're right back in at 6 points against a team that's right above you in the standings by 1 point.
Sure, you want to get a quick jump on them when they're on the road. They had to make the trip down, and you didn't. So I expect to see some energy here right off the bat.
Here we go. Barter and Brendan Lynch in the face-off dot. Thank you for joining us wherever you are on campus, around the state, around the country, or around the world for this afternoon's NE10 conference action. A big one in the NE10, the 5th and the 6th place teams battling it out. Crowd filing in here on a late Friday afternoon.
I think they heard the heat's on.
Well, with the funky weather we've been having here in the Northeast, you never know. Face-off is won by Barter, and Craig dumps it in behind to Burke. Penman played up the wall, but kept in momentarily by O'Connell. He gives it back to Jim Minig, the sophomore out of Auburn, Pennsylvania, and out come the Eagles. Puck squirts into the Eagle zone, played by Tommy Bice, who goes behind his back to Barter and up to Aloy. Aloy up on left wing, trying to escape the forecheck, sends it across the slot area, too far for anybody. Tommy Bice had it for a moment, then taken away by Lynch. Lynch comes in over the line with a wrist shot, stopped by Richards. On left wing, he got to the dot. Now a long pass for Crowther. It goes off his stick, so it shouldn't be an icing. He chases it down behind the net of Burke. Sends it all the way around for Cardo. And back to Pekka. Pekka goes behind the net to Crowther. Cardo pinches in. Kept in nicely, though, by Harshaw, who whipped it around to the far side. Played by Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh looks to go behind the net, ends up popping free on the half wall and out to center, where it's sent right back in onto Burke. who paddles it into the corner and taken by Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh, long pass looking for Murray, taken away nicely by Gethings, and here comes Gethings as the Penmen go on a line change. Gethings over the line, shoots it into the corner. Pekka takes a bad angle shot that goes behind the net, all the way over here for Delory. Delory, the Crowther, turns around with a centering pass that goes wide and all the way through. Now Gethings checks off Rodriguez in the far side corner, trying to get the puck free. Behind the back play by Nee. Nee ends up back to the point where a shot's taken by Noble into the near side corner. Delory pinching down. Now goes away as the Eagles regain the puck. Centered it in front, but everybody had their backs turned. Now poking at it, the puck is free for a moment. Burke can't find it. It's in the slot area, and Gethings pinches it into the near side corner. Gethings spins back to Delory. Far side to Noble. Noble looking for Gethings as he cruised the slot. It just went off his stick. Kept in by Delory. Sends it behind the net. Good shift by the Eagles to keep the puck in the zone. Having it in there for over 40 seconds. Desperately trying to get it out of the Penmen, and they finally do, and then they whistle as Twardowski got it to center. Coach, too many men on the ice penalty?
I think it's a high stick.
High stick? Okay. It's going to be Crowther at 2:14 for high sticking.
It's one of the things we talked about the post needs to do is they need to try to stay out of the box as much as possible. This team is much, much better 5-on-5.
Southern New Hampshire is last in the NE10 on the power play, 3 for 41, 7.3%. The Eagles third on the penalty kill, 36 for 46, 78.3%. Penmen won the faceoff initially, but it gets poked out of the zone and back to center, and here comes McLaughlin. McLaughlin over the line, just onside, carries it into the corner. Brian McLaughlin out of San Pedro, California. Looks for Jack Gray. He gets it back, sends it back to the point to Watson. Watson goes across to Pompaselli. Pompaselli now into the Zamboni corner, looking for Gray. Gray has it, being checked off, comes all the way to the half wall, kept in by Pompaselli, and then given away and sent all the way down the ice by an aggressive Cameron Craig. And the Penmen will restart again. 1:15 to go on their man advantage. 3 minutes gone, in period number 1. Pass to Stone Devlin. He carries it in over the line with a head of steam. Goes on left wing, tries to veer it in front. It goes off the side of the net. Now behind the net, it pumps free into the slot area where Cardo takes it, and he skates out 2-on-4. He'll get to the red line and dump it all the way in to kill some more clock, and Burke will play it behind his net with 50 seconds to go on the man advantage. Back come the Penmen with a bad cross-ice pass taken by Brewer. He sends it right back into the Penmen zone. And once again, they'll try to come out. It's Derek Flynn who goes back to Dallaire. Here's Nick Dallaire. He carries in over the line on left wing. Goes behind his back to leave the puck. It pops free, and here's Barter. Barter, one-on-one shorthanded. Carries it in over the line, using the defense as a screen. He shot it way high and wide, but kills more clock on the man advantage. Over the line comes Watson. He got into the near side corner where Pompaselli plays it back to Watson for a wrist shot and a deflection that goes wide. Not sure if Richards got a piece of it, but it went to the near side corner wide. Now it's in the face-off circle, back to the point to Watson. Watson closes in looking for the far corner, shoots it wide. Power play about to expire, and it does, and McLaughlin sends a shot toward the net. Gray is checked from behind. No penalty call. Puck kept in, though. Cruising in with a shot from the top of the slot is Alex Motherbaugh, 6'1" out of Guilford, New Hampshire. And the Eagles kill off the first man advantage. 4:23 gone in the first period, 1-0.
Yeah, they had their best pressure. They had their best pressure late in that power play.
Face off to Richards right between Engdahl and Cantelmo. Won by Cantelmo, but taken out of the zone by the number 13 again, Norling. Quick pass up to McQuegan. He tries to give it back to Norling. It pops free for a moment and then goes into the near far side corner. Engdahl plays it back to the point to O'Connell. O'Connell cruising in with a wrist shot wide, looking for a deflection more than anything. Norling on the near side corner. Goes behind to McQuegan. McQuegan stops, goes back to the point with a nice pass to Sturgeon. Sturgeon goes back to McQuegan. He takes a shot that gets deflected out in front, never gets to Burke, and the puck comes out of the zone, up in the air. Stick by O'Connell. O'Connell comes right back in with the Penmen changing, looking for a centering pass to Norling. It goes all the way through. And then taken out by Twardowski. Twardowski gives it the ball so the rest of the unit can change. And Cardo behind his own net gives it up the wall and all the way out as it goes by McCowell and then right back into the Eagle zone. But this time Twardowski has a play on it. Nice pass. Set up in front and a save on Jack Gray by Richards. 5:23 in the period one. Still no score. Coach, best opportunity there, and a good save by Richards.
Yeah, it was a dangerous play there. Post has got to really concentrate on making sure they're staying on the D side until they know they have actual possession. Kind of jumped a little bit early, left that man wide open for the pass.
Face off to Richards' right. Won again by the Penmen. Shot toward the net, stopped right on. As Flynn took a shot from the top of the slot. Face off again will be to Richards' right. Face off won by the Eagles this time. It's Brewer in the near side corner. Coming free with it, being taken down, no penalty, was Lynch. Back to the point it goes, looking for a wrist shot. Shot pop up in the air dangerously. It's about 5 feet out and then taken by Barter, who tries to get away from Marchant and then gives it away to Lynch. Lynch, top of the slot, shot deflected wide, and Richards didn't see it. Played over here and then sent around and down by Dallaire and out to center. Flynn plays it right back in, taken by Cardo. Cardo goes to Bice. Bice up on right wing, sends it towards the net wide. He takes a hit for his trouble, and then a return shot was blocked by Crowther in front and out. Nope, they go behind their net. They were coming out. They went behind their net as they go for a line change to the Penmen. And out comes Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh on the far side goes high up in the air. Delory with a nice back swipe. Got it out of the zone, and then it was brought back in by Twardowski for the offside. 6:29 gone in period one. No score. Coach, they're still feeling each other out, but the Eagles have had some good possession.
Yeah, it's been kind of that up and down. Again, what we saw last week a little bit. Each team having an opportunity.
Harshaw won the draw, and then Craig gave it away as Hirschberger was cruising and took a pass, but lost it off a stick. And here's Pekka coming out of the Eagles zone the other way. Pekka with speed, very unsung in the last couple of games. No points, but he's played really well. Pekka still fighting for it, chopping at it on Murray. Murray lost the puck, though, and gave it all the way back to Sturgeon at the Eagle line. Sturgeon, long pass to Pekka. A couple of 25s collide as Minig hit Pekka, and back come the Penmen in. Ridden out of the play by Craig, played by Stone Devlin, who's being checked by Sturgeon in the near side corner. Back pass to Dallaire, who tried to send it down, got stopped right at the top of the circle. Eagles try to get it out, and finally they do a big collision in front between Harshaw and Nee. Sturgeon had it roll off his stick as he tried to get away from the back check of Watson, and the Eagles take it out of the zone momentarily. Sturgeon does a good job to get it in. He's offsides, though. He touched it, and that will be an offside. Sturgeon did a good job to get it in, but then touched it once he went offsides. Coach getting a little bit physical, a couple of big hits here in the last shift or so.
A couple of hits, and you can see part of Post's game plan is to try to get their defensemen involved offensively.
Engdahl and Cantelmo in the draw, a couple of number 8s. And the Eagles send it in on to Burke, and Burke sticks it into the near side corner where McQuegan gets there. McQuegan plays it for Engdahl as they try the cycle. Puck pops up in the air, still not out of the zone. Still not out as Engdahl does a good job to keep it in now. It finally pops free to Cardo at center. And the Eagles send it right back in. Played by McLaughlin. McLaughlin checked by Engdahl. And then the Penmen give it away again. At center, sent right back into the Penmen zone. Engdahl again being checked by McLaughlin. Puck comes free at the top of the slot to McQuegan. He keeps it in, takes a big hit, centered out in front by Engdahl. No penalty on the McQuegan hit. Nice clean hit there as he was taken down right at the top of the slot at the blue line. Brewer in his own zone now with the puck, being watched by Ball. Brewer spins away from Ball in the Zamboni corner, gives it to Cardo behind the net, who gets checked by Lynch. Cardo, trying to avoid the check from Lynch, goes back to Brewer behind his net, now being watched by 2 players, and a nice pass out to Howell. Howell does a backhand pass up the line to McCowell. McCowell tries to beat Minig to it. Didn't do it, but now checks Minig behind the net, and the puck comes on the far side to Noble, sends it toward the net, it gets blocked in front, never gets to Burke, but taken by Gethings in the far corner where he's checked by 2 Penmen. Penmen trying to get it out. They get it to center, and McCowell will pick it up at the red line. And gives it to Delory. Delory closing in. Nice pass to Howell. Howell takes a shot toward the net looking for a deflection or to Gethings, and then the Penmen will come out the other side with it and taken all the way down by Marchant, who sends it in. Jack Gray picks it up in the near side corner, and McCowell comes to take it away as the Penmen go for a line change. McCowell shoots it up into the netting in his own zone with 9:09 gone in period one. Still no score. But both teams sort of feeling each other out. Eagles not putting as many pucks on the net as much as they're looking for centering passes and deflections early on.
Yeah, you can see what their game plan is after watching some of the video, trying to take advantage of certain things with Southern New Hampshire.
Eagles win the draw, but it's taken by Twardowski in the near side corner and popped free to center as the Eagles swipe it out. Played by Flynn. Flynn goes to Murray. Murray tries to dump it in. He goes off the stick of leg of Howell as he was trying to do a line change. So break for the Eagles as it didn't go all the way into the zone. Now Bice had it rolled off his stick and taken away by Coleman Nee, 5'10 freshman out of Arlington, Massachusetts. Bice keeps it in nicely by sticking it out of the air. Checked off by McLaughlin in the near side corner, but holding onto the puck and waiting for help. And Jake Alloy comes to help him out. Alloy comes away with the puck in the near side corner, had it checked off a stick, and out come the Penmen. Out of the zone with a head of steam is Tyler Murray. Murray dumps it in. Chasing after it is Kurt Watson. Watson gets pummeled on the Zamboni corner door, and out comes Barter, 3-on-3. Barter goes around the defense, continues on toward the goal, but then a nice back check there by Kurt Watson on Barter before he could center or shoot and take the puck away, and the puck comes free back to center. Sturgeon with a fancy pass to O'Connell, tries to get to the red line and dump it in, didn't get there, then looked for Bice and had it taken away and sent right back to center, where Sturgeon will feed it back towards Bice. Pinned at center ice with 3 Penmen on him, loses the puck, and out comes Minnick. Minnick gets the red line, dumps it in, behind the net goes O'Connell with 9:28 to go in period one, no score. 2-on-2 behind the net taken by Sturgeon, who tripped Cantelmo, took the puck away and sent it back to center. And sent right back in by the Penmen, and Sturgeon has to chase after it. He was going off on a line change. Got there first, managed to get it up to Harshaw, who gave it to Pekka with a nice chip pass ahead to Harshaw, but it rolls off his stick back to center. Then a long shot by center taken by Lynch, stopped by Richards. Cardo now with a head of steam coming up from behind his own net, gets around a couple of defensemen, carries the center. He's in over the line with a shot that's wrist shot into the net behind Burke. With 8:54 to go in the first period. Still no score, and Coach just the feeling out process. That's really what's going on here. Not a lot of really great attempts other than the one for Southern New Hampshire.
No, you're waiting for somebody to dictate, take a puck hard to the net, set something up, waiting for either side to step up and do that.
And even the nice setup the Southern New Hampshire had, it wasn't exactly the hardest shot in the world. Now a wrist shot from the point, stopped by Burke, kicked to the near side corner, then taken away by Twardowski. He gets it out to center, gives to Jack Gray. Gray over the line, on right wing, sends a shot toward the net. That had a little bit of trouble as Richard stopped it, then lost the rebound into the corner of the Murray. Murray checked by Brewer, gets it down to Gray. Gray tries to get it back to the point. He did, and a shot was blocked as McLaughlin took it from left point, lost it, and Norling tries to get it out to center. He carries it all the way into the Penmen zone. Then a nice pass to McQuegan with a shot for the best shot of the Eagles in the first period, the best attempt rather, from 25 feet out. Delory chops it out of the air and sends it back into the Penmen zone, where Norling chases it down, and then it's sent all the way back into the Eagle zone, where Noble chips it to Delory. Delory to Howell. Howell tries to get around the defense. He does, interfered with a little bit, but gets around the defender. And then lost the puck. Team just trying to play a bouncing puck at this point. Noble checked off. It's just outside the Eagle zone. Delory goes backhand to Gethings, and Gethings tries to get around Ethan Rodriguez and can't do it. Then a trip right in the middle of center ice. Break for the Eagles if that wasn't called, as Noble took down one of the Penmen right at center, but no penalty called. Pompicelli behind the net, carries it around to the Zamboni corner, gives it to Watson. Watson gets back to the point to Minnick. Minnick gives to Lynch. Lynch to Minnick with a shot, and they score! There was the opportunity that the Penmen were looking for, and they get a goal at 12:40 to make it 1-0. I don't think it got tipped. I think it's going to be Minnick's goal, and if it is, that's his first of the season, the sophomore out of Auburn, Pennsylvania. And at 12:40, it's 1-0. And, Coach, tough break for Richards, but the Penmen moved the puck around a little bit and got the goal.
Yeah, they moved it around well, and coach got the match I think he was looking for Southern New Hampshire there.
So Minig is first at 12:40. We'll get you the assists on that one just to confirm who they are. And it's 1-0 Southern New Hampshire, not what the Eagles were looking for. Now Bice at center, gives to O'Connell. Lost the puck, though, and brought in over the line on left wing with a heavy shot. Stopped by Richards off his shoulder. Taken by Stone Devlin. Back to the point again, looking for a deflection. It's 5 feet out, right there in the crease area. Eagles trying to get it out. Didn't get it out, and a shot taken wide by Jackson Aldridge, number 11, who tried to poke it in from about 6 feet out, but just could not get it by Richards there. As it's 1-0 Southern New Hampshire. Played into the Eagles' own. Cardo. Checked off by Twardowski. Goes behind the net to Cardo. Cardo looking for Brewer on the reverse flow. Taken by Harshaw. Harshaw, though, being watched by Watson. Watson doing a good job forechecking. And finally the Eagles get it out to Crowther, who was looking for Harshaw, but a little too far, and taken by the Penmen defense up to Twardowski. Twardowski spins away with it, looking for a quick outlet pass to Knee. Taken back by Cardo. Cardo carrying it in over the line, trying to go through too many players. And Crowther trying to do the same instead of just dumping it in. Now back to the point to Brewer. He'll send it on net. Easily gloved by Burke as Pekka comes charging in. He makes the save with 5:56 to go in period number 1. 1-0 Penmen. Simple
play, but it does allow for a line change and the opportunity to set things up for a post.
So still waiting on the assists on the Minig goal. Right now it's listed as unassisted. I know that's going to change before we get toward the end of the game. But 1-0 Penmen on Minig's first at 12:40. Face-off inside the Penmen zone for the first time in a while. Popped up in the air, but outside the zone is Delore. He's got to wait for everybody to tag up. Instead, he just sends a backhand chip into the Penmen zone that's carried right back out to center. McQuegan lays a hit on Marchand. Puck goes to center with Lynch. Lynch checked off by Howell. Howell doing a good job pushing the Penmen back into their own zone, where they'll regroup and start again as Minig, the goal scorer, feeds a bad pass out the center that ends up on the stick of Marchand. Marchand gets it taken off of his stick and then right back to him at center. McQuegan lays a hit on Marchand. Sturgeon in to help out. 2-on-2 right here in front of us at the red line. McQuegan tries to go around Rodriguez. He lost the puck. Checked hard by Norling is Lynch. Lynch goes down. Norling keeps going with it, tries to push the puck toward the Penmen line, then taken by Twardowski with 5 minutes to go in period 1. 1-0 Penmen. Here's Dallaire. Dallaire over the line on left wing. Winds up for a slap shot that just rolled on the ice without much steam. Stopped by Richards, kicked away into the near side corner, where Howell gives to Gethings. And Gethings gets out of the zone. He gets away from a check. 2-on-1 possibility here. Here's Gethings with the shot right on. Stopped and rebound. Played away nicely by, I think that's Derek Flynn down there. Mothersbaugh. Played it away. Puck now 5 players right on the half wall at the bottom of the circle fighting for it. It popped free to McCallum. Now a long shot looking for the top corner was Craig. Twardowski comes away with it. He's just able to chip it out the center where Murray plays it. He'll dump it into the zone, and all the Penmen go off for a line change. Howell inside his own zone goes around one of the new players coming on the ice, which was Watson. Here's O'Connell trying to go around the defense over the line, tries to center it in front to Howell. It gets blocked off a leg into the near corner, then taken in front with a nice centering pass in front. Looking for Aloy. He just sort of fanned on it as it went wide, but he had it about 25 feet out on the right side of the slot, and the Eagles will regroup with 4 minutes to go in period number 1. 1-0 Southern New Hampshire. Howell gives a pass to Barter. Barter gets to the red line, carries it in over the line. He's tripped. There's a penalty called from the referee behind the play, and the Eagles will go to the man advantage at 16:08 on a tripping penalty to Stone Devlin, the freshman out of West Falmouth, Massachusetts.
That's what Post needs to do. They need to play with pace and tempo here. They're the quicker team so far this afternoon, so that's going to be to their benefit.
Post 6 for 43 on a man advantage, 14%. They're 4th in the NE10. Southern New Hampshire is 29 for 34 on the kill. They're 2nd in the NE10, 85.3%. Face off to Burke's left. Sort of even, but it ends up back to the point to Cardo. Cardo to Aloy. Toward the net. Pad saved by Burke. Rebound pops in front. Taken away by Ball. Ball tries to get it out. Can't as Cardo stops it at the left point. Cardo feeds it down to Howell, looking for Engdahl. Had to go off his stick. Howell tries to feed it back to the point. He lost it again. Back behind the net. Puck goes up in the air and just out of the zone as it bounced away and sent out by Rodriguez. Bice at center. Nice pass for Howell as he carries it in over the line on left wing. Howell holds, gives to Aloy. Waits for a one-timer that goes way wide and into the netting on the near side corner. As the crowd continues to file in here in the first period. 1-0 Southern New Hampshire. 1:28 remaining on the man advantage. Coach, good opportunity for Aloy. He's just got to hit the net.
Right. Post is doing a good job. If they're moving that puck with a purpose, they're going to get some shooting lanes and get some good opportunities.
Eagles going with the rare 3 defenseman power play. It's Craig, Brewer, and Delory are out there for the Eagles on the man advantage. Delory tried to keep it in, but then lost it in a break opportunity, but Brewer gets back before Marchant could do anything with it. He takes a slide into the wall. Brewer gets right back up. Eagles fighting for it. It ends up back to the point for the Penmen. Flynn instead just dumps it in, kills some time, and then with 1:09 remaining on the man advantage, Craig will take it and give it to Brewer. Brewer, Craig, and Delory, 3 defensemen on the ice for the Eagles on this power play with Gethings and Barter. And here comes Brewer. Brewer to Gethings. Gethings pops it up in the air, tries to get it into the zone. It was taken away, though, as Barter got it. Barter spins with it, tries to leave for Delory. Barter picks it up top of the slot. He cruises it, makes a fancy move around a couple players, takes a shot toward the net, but he's looking more for a centering pass. Back to Craig to Brewer, a fan on his one-timer. Delory now centered it across for Barter. It goes too wide, but taken by Craig. Craig goes all the way through to Delory. Delory with a shot toward the net, stopped by Burke, and then wide to Craig. It rolled off his stick and then all the way down the ice. Probably going 3 defensemen, Coach, because you don't have Murphy and you don't have Murray. That would probably be 2 of the reasons why you're going 3 defensemen on the second unit.
Well, he's going to do it based on who he feels can handle the puck well, right? And your defenders typically can handle the puck with a lot of pressure on them because they're always dealing with that forecheck, so it's a good move.
Cardo dumps it into the Penmen zone where Harshaw goes in after it. Gethings there as well. Harshaw fighting for it. Pekka in there as well. Harshaw comes away with the puck. Harshaw. O'Connell, power play has expired. Pekka comes over, gives to Harshaw. Now nice pass to Cardo. Cruising down, looking for the deflection of Gethings. And just wide. He had him, but just didn't get the puck on his stick. Behind the net comes Pekka. Pekka back to the point with a nice pass to O'Connell. It rolled off his stick. Hit by Pompaselli. Gives it back to O'Connell. O'Connell tries to get it down. A lot of snow, and there's a penalty inside the Eagle zone for interference. I think that's going on Mateo Pekka, and it is at 18:33, and that'll send the Penmen to their second man advantage. Eagles had some good pressure there in the final minutes of the final seconds of the power play, but then Pekka an interference penalty at 18:33.
Yeah, we'll see what the setup is here.
Don't forget to stay with us after the first period. We'll go around the post-university sports scene as we do at the end of every first period here on the NE10 Now Network and post youtube.com/go post Eagles. Lynch and Engdahl in the draw, won by Lynch. Back to the point, shot taken, blocked in front. Delory tried to get it out. He fanned on it, kept in by McLaughlin on right point. McLaughlin keeps it in, comes all the way over here to Watson. Watson goes into the circle, spins away from the check, tried to center it out in front as they set up the umbrella. Watson back to the point to McLaughlin, back to Watson. Watson goes across the umbrella, shot, score, and a beautiful setup there. And Pompaselli ripped it over the shoulder of Richards. And at 18:58, the Penmen take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on that, I think, between periods. Coach will talk about the importance of that top guy sagging and rotating over to take away that one-timer.
For Pompaselli, his 5th goal of the season. And again, on a nice setup there by the Penmen to make it 2-0 with 1:02 remaining in period number 1. Bice has it on his stick, sends it in around and high over the net, takes a funky bounce sort of toward the slot area, but taken away by the Penmen and out the center. Long pass dumped all the way down. This is an icing, our first icing of the game, actually. Face-off will be to Burke's right. won by the Penmen. And tries to get it out of the zone, and they do to get it all the way back to center. And into the Eagle zone, Sturgeon goes across nicely to Barter with 30. Barter closes in with a wrist shot using the defense as a screen, stopped by Burke. The goal, a power play goal, is Pompicelli's 5th of the season, assisted by Watson, his 4th assist of the season, and McLaughlin, his 2nd assist of the season at 18:58. Penmen lead 2-0, 27.6 seconds to go in period 1. Faceoff won by the Penmen, but takes a funky bounce inside the zone. Eagles had the puck for a moment, send it behind the net, then taken out the other side by Minnick. He tries to get it out. Brewer kept it in momentarily, but then lost it. Sturgeon plays it to center, but he's got to wait for everybody to tag up with 10. Dumps it in. McCowell had to go off his stick and played back to center where the period will likely end. As Sturgeon has it on his stick. 3, 2, and 1. And that'll end period number 1 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where teams played an even first 12 minutes or so, but the Penmen score a goal at 12:40 and a goal at 18:58, a power play goal, and take a 2-0 lead. And not the feeling the Eagles want going into the locker room, Coach.
No, but I think right now Post is got some energy and they have pace, but in that period there were better plays made and Southern New Hampshire was more purposeful. So I think Post needs to use that energy, get their head up, make some tape-to-tape passes, find those little soft zones so we can get some pucks to the net.
That'll do it for the first period as both teams go off the ice here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. You got that ad? So we'll come back to you in 2 minutes. 2 minutes as both teams go off the ice. We'll go around the Post University sports scene as we do all the time here on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. 2-0 Southern New Hampshire at the end of 1. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Back here, first period intermission at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen lead your Post University Eagles 2-0. I'm Jeff Nelson. Yes, we do. In the first period of every game, we go around the Post University sports scene, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 21 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From volleyball to baseball to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, winter sports are underway, and soon the weather will hopefully be getting warmer. Well, it will be this weekend, and spring sports will follow as well. What better way to support your Eagles than with university clothing or branded items? If you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home or on the road, go to posteagles.com. Click on the fans section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use the code WINTER20 at checkout to receive 20% off your total order of $75 or more. However, exclusions do apply. That code is WINTER20, one word, WINTER20. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So let's look around the post-university sports scene and start with the CACC honor roll for the basketball teams. On the women's side, Kana Pagan made the honor roll for the women's side. She had an excellent week for the 1-1 Eagles last week. They went 1-1 last week. Big conference home win against Dominican, 88-75. She recorded a double-digit total for the second and third straight games over the weekend. Pagan opened the week with 5 for 10 performance from the floor with 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 blocks. And then finished it up with a 5 for 8 performance, 14 points, 6 rebounds, a block, and a steal on Saturday. In all, Pagan finished the week shooting 55.6% from the floor. That's 10 for 18, knocking down 7 of 9 free throws, scoring 27 total points, 12 boards, 6 blocks, 3 assists, and a steal across the 2 games, and played 61 minutes for the Eagles. She made the CACC honor roll on the women's side. On the men's side, Dang Diang, he is on the honor roll for the men's program. He came up clutch, scoring double-digit point totals for the 7th consecutive game to start the season. Diang played in 30 minutes against the Chargers, shooting 75% from the floor, 9 for 12, a perfect 1 for 1 from 3, 4 for 6 from the free throw line, and finished with 23 points, none bigger than his two-point layup, with 4.5 seconds left in regulation time when Diang missed a free throw, but junior center Bowl Akot located him for the game-winning basket. Quest Harris came up with a block at the buzzer as well, and Diang secured the rebound, his 7th of the day, give the Post the 79-77 win at home for the CACC honor roll. Felix Nassa named Division II CCA Men's Soccer All-American third team for the 9th time in program history and 5th straight season. The Post men's soccer team has seen one of their players make the All-American team, as senior defender Felix Nasson was named to the third team as announced by the association. Nasson is the third defender to receive the honor through the D2 CCA, with defender Antoine Trevanoff being named third team last season and defender Kevin Apina being an honorable mention in 2012. Stockholm, Sweden native is only the 5th player in program history to be honored. As we mentioned, he played 20 games, 1,457 minutes on the back line for the Eagles, while recording 1 assist offensively. Nasson has received a plethora of honors over the last 3 weeks for being named CACC Defensive Player of the Year, All-Conference First Team, Division II All-East Region First Team, and CSC Academic All-District, prior to being named All-American. Nasson was a crucial part of the Eagles' defense that led up just 15 goals across 21 games for a goals against average of .71, while holding opponents to just 8.1 shots a game. Post tallied 11 shutouts this season, which included setting a program record for most consecutive shutout victories with 5 during the 13-2-6 campaign, which saw them win the CACC for the 5th straight season and make the round of 16 for the 2nd straight season. Women's hockey fell on the road to Dartmouth earlier this week, 7-1. Dartmouth moves to 3-11 on the season, while the Eagles fall to 3-15. They were outshot drastically, 56-19. Big Green was all over the Eagles, unfortunately, but Haley Lawrence made a career-high 52 saves for the Eagles against Dartmouth. Lawrence has now appeared in 6 career games for Post, making starts in 3 of them. Freshman Eleanor Rogers, who started every game for the season for Dartmouth, earned her first since October 13th against Harvard, making 12 saves on 13 attempts by Post University. Eagles were on a 9-game losing streak. It's their longest since they lost 13 following a 1-1 start last season when they finally defeated Franklin Pierce on the road. And unfortunately, the Eagles extended that streak to 10 today as they lose upstairs 3-0. I don't have an update on everything that occurred upstairs, that game finishing a short time ago. Women's basketball team coming off a tough 94-70 loss to American International College earlier this week. Senior forward Roxelle Washington finished with a season-high 13 points on 6 of 10 shooting, which included 2 3-pointers and a free throw. But unfortunately, the Eagles fell to the 10th-ranked AIC. I don't know what their nickname is. AIC in the East region. Post drops to 3-5 on the season. Post will have 10 days off before traveling to Colchester, Vermont on December 16th to take on St. Michael's College at 2 p.m. They hold an 0-3 record against the Purple Knights all time. The Eagles dropped their last matchup against them during the 2021 season, also in Vermont, 85-76 after getting outscored by 13 points in the fourth quarter. That is a busy post-university sports recap here in the first intermission at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Penmen lead 2-0 after one period of play. You're listening and watching the post-university hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Welcome back. Second intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles trail the Penmen 2-0. Coach, we're going to go right into the Ask the Broadcast segment, as we do have a question from Brian from New Canaan, Connecticut, and it's directed towards you. Coach, Brian wants to know, you built the program and you retired a couple of years ago. What was the impetus for your retirement and ending up sitting next to me here in the broadcast booth?
Well, first off, I always wanted what it would be like to talk to you for 60 minutes, so that was part of it. But
nothing better, right?
No, so far it's been pretty good. So the impetus of retiring is partially because I got to a point where I felt like my job was to create and develop a program that could in fact be successful. That was when I was hired. What I said I would do, getting into a league, that helping get into a league, that kind of thing. So I got all that accomplished. And then Coach Richter actually had been my assistant right from day one for, well, at that point, 7 years. And it was his turn for a shot. He had earned that. And I felt like the timing was right. I had gotten to the program to where I thought it would continue to be successful, and Coach Richter would be the person that would guide that ship.
Brian, we thank you for your question out of New Canaan, Connecticut. And if you have a question for the broadcast, go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side, then click on Ask the Broadcast. Pick the sport, in this case men's hockey, that you'd like to ask a question for, and if your question is asked on our airways, we'll hopefully give you the answer you're looking for. We probably should figure out a way to give out little gifts or something, but I don't think we're at that stage yet as we continue to grow this broadcast.
Well, that would be great if we have to throw in, too, the individual that sends the question, provided it's geographically possible, they've actually come to the game as well. There
you go. So, Brian, come on out if you're not already here today. Crowd filling in nicely. They look like they've all gone out to the concession stand, though, as there were a lot of people there a moment ago. They seem to have...
Yeah, there's a pretty good line out there.
Run to the bathroom. But second period, as we get ready for the second period, first period recap, shots on goal for first period, Penmen 14, Eagles 9. Face-offs, Penmen led 9-8, so pretty even in the face-off dot. The two goals were Jim Minig on a wrist shot from the top of the right circle that got by Zach Richards at 12:40. We told you to get some assists. It's Brendan Lynch, the sophomore out of Nepean, Ontario, and Kurt Watson, the sophomore out of London, Ontario. At 12:40, made it 1-0. And then a power play goal and another wrist shot, this time from the top of the slot. Sorry, from the top of the right circle again. Ryan Pompaselli, his 5th of the season. Assists going to Brian McLaughlin, the freshman out of San Pedro, California. And Kurt Watson, his 2nd assist of the game, to make it 2-0 at 18:58 on the power play. Coach, you said as they went into the locker room that they're doing some of the right things, just didn't get what they wanted. I would think one of the things is better shot opportunities. They have 9 shots. I feel like they had 1 good shot in that period.
Yeah, I think, there's shots and then there's quality of shots. Certainly in that period, Southern New Hampshire had more of those grade A's, and they were able to cash in on a couple of them. I think Post needs to find those little soft zones, maybe in the high slot area, and purposely get inside the house and get some shots to the net.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow as these teams will play game 2 of the weekend set. 6th game of the 8-game homestand for the Eagles, as puck drop will be 1 p.m. tomorrow here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Pregame 12:45 on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Hopefully we'll have a good crowd out here for tomorrow afternoon's game. Should be almost 50 degrees outside as this weather gets crazier and crazier. We go from cold to hot to medium to rain to any other thing that you can think of.
Well, that's what they say. You don't like the weather in New England? Wait a minute.
Never more so than this last month.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Never more so than this last month as the Eagles wrap up the pre-holiday portion of their schedule with these 2 games today and tomorrow. Games 5 and 6 of the 8-game homestand. Teams have taken the ice for the start of the 2nd period. The Eagles in their home white uniforms will be going right to left. As you look at your dial and screen, the Penmen in their dark blue and gold are going left to right. As you look at your dial and screen. Teams at even strength to start the period. Eagles trailing 2-0. Obviously, the next goal is key. They did come back from a 3-0 deficit last Friday, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to chase deficits because that never turns out well. As Barter and Lynch in the draw, and Barter wins it again off the faceoff, and back into the Eagle zone where Delory being chased by Marchand. Delory, a couple of 27s. Delory and Marchand go behind the net, and the Penmen come away with it. It's taken by Minnig, who opened the scoring. Minnig tried to send it down low. It got blocked and then taken out of the zone where Aloy was stopped at center as he was chasing the puck. A little bit of interference, but no call there. We've seen a couple of penalties that haven't gotten called for both teams. Now Barter lays a nice hit and takes the puck away. Right on the half wall, trying to pick the puck up. It squirts right to the blue line and then taken out as Delory couldn't keep it in. And here comes Lynch. Lynch on left wing, comes in over the Eagle line. Spins in the corner, tries to center it out in front. He did. It gets popped up in the air, though, with a shot that goes nowhere near anybody. Onto the half wall now behind the net to Sturgeon. Sturgeon, who played a lot in that first period, and then a long shot taken from the point by McLaughlin wide and all the way back to the far side point. Delory tries to reverse the flow and then a whistle. Didn't see what the whistle was for, Coach, but a face-off inside the Eagle zone, 53 seconds gone in period 2.
Yeah, he might have moved the net back on, I think. I'm not really sure.
Net off the moorings, gotcha. Following the puck, didn't see the net fall off the moorings. So, Engdahl in the face-off dot, loses the face-off to Cantelmo. He tried to get it back to the point he did. Now the puck sent around the boards behind the net, inside the Eagle zone, and out comes O'Connell, who gets a pass to Norling. Norling tries to chip it by the defense of McLaughlin. He stopped it, goes D to Mothersbaugh, who tries to get it out, and the puck comes back into the zone. Hit right at the blue line. Norling now trying to get it in. It goes over the line, so it's inside the Penmen zone. Norling tried to get the puck. A nice spin away by Devlin. He's checked by McQuegan for the trouble. McQuegan hits him again. Puck comes to Craig, and Craig goes back to O'Connell. O'Connell to Norling, a little bit too far. Did it touch him? It did not, and that'll be an icing with 1:29 gone in period number 2. As the Eagles looking to establish some pressure inside the Penmen zone, but the icing will send it all the way back to the Eagle zone to Richards right.
It's important to win the draw here and try to create some offense off your defense.
Howell and Gray in the draw to Richards right. Won by Gray. Back to the point of Flynn. He kept it in momentarily. It's still in. Spun by Twardowski off of Gray and wide. O'Connell comes out the far side with the puck. Tries to get away from the check of Murray, and the puck gets sent into the netting. Next to the bench with 1:41 gone in period 2. 2-0, and the face-off now just outside the Eagle zone between Gray and Howell. Eagles missing their top 2 centermen in Murphy and Murray today. Murphy out with an injury. He's day-to-day. Probably won't be back till after the holiday break. And Connor Murray, who is disqualified for today's game for the fighting major he had on Saturday, he should be able to be back tomorrow. He's eligible to be back tomorrow. We'll see if he's back in the lineup. Shot from the point right on, stopped by Richards as Dallaire took a shot from the left point. The 5'10 freshman at a wall from Mass, but Richards swallowed it with 1:57 gone in period 2. Coach, they opened up the lane, so Richards had a good eye on that shot and swallowed it whole.
Yeah, that's their job in front. The D should have to clear that lane so the goaltender can see the puck.
McCowell and Hirschberger in the draw. Won by Hirschberger, sent behind the net and then back into the corner, where 5 players are fighting at 6 now. 3 Eagles, 3 Penmen. Hirschberger trying to spin it back to the point. It ends up going deeper in the corner. Player falls down. He gets it back to the point. One-timer from the point. He scores! Hirschberger did the work, and then a slap shot from Minig at the point. And I don't think that deflected, and that might be his second of the game. And at 2:14, it's 3-0.
Yeah, those are the plays where when you have that battle on the wall in your own zone, you just got to find a way. You got to find a way to win that battle.
So for Minig, his second of the game, second of the season, Hirschberger will get one of the assists for sure. That's his first assist of the season, the freshman out of Harwich, Mass. I don't know if there'll be a second assist. We'll check, but goal of 2:14, the whole first 2:14 have basically been in the Eagle zone, and you can't have that, and it's 3-0 Penmen. Now Pekka tries to go around the defense. He falls down as they had an opportunity for a 2-on-1. Now there'll be a face-off inside the Penmen zone for the first time in this period.
Yep, just have to reset, refocus here, and get back at it.
Eagles were down 3-0 last Friday and then made a torrid comeback to win 5-4. They're going to need that here, but they first got to get some offensive opportunities. 2:24 into the period. This is the first moments within the Penmen zone. Puck sent into the Eagle zone, stopped by Richards. Delory takes it, long pass, looking for Crowther, too far, go all the way down. There should be a nice, I thought they were going to wave it off, but they didn't. And icing on the Eagles. So officially, it's Hinnick, second of the game, second of the season from Hirschberger and Rodriguez, the junior out of Sioux City, Iowa, at 2:14 to make it 3-0. Southern New Hampshire hasn't done anything great in this game, but they've done a lot of good things, and they've gotten a 3-0 lead out of it.
No, it's just very much, if you will, meat and potatoes, just good structure, sticking with their game plan, and so far it's working. Unlike
Franklin Pierce and Assumption to an effect, we have a lot of just rushes and chances. Meat and potatoes, Coach, exactly what you said, and it's 3-0. Crowther tries to get around the defense of Flynn, can't do it. Back into the Eagle zone goes the puck as Flynn will play it, looking for a pass too far. There should be an icing on the Penmen, and it is as Delory goes back to touch it. 3:13 into period 2. 3-0 Penmen as they've got the lone goal of the second period, and the Eagles have yet to have a shot on Burke, and they've made it pretty easy on him.
Yeah, they certainly need to get some more pressure, some more pucks to the net, make this goaltender feel as though he needs to make saves.
Won by Barter, back to O'Connell at the point. Shot deflected just past Aloy and past Burke. And wide. Aloy comes out the far side with it, looking to center. He did. It went all the way through, though. No deflection. Here's O'Connell. O'Connell continues on in the near corner. Centered it out in front for Aloy, but it went through him. And then taken away by Aldridge. Aldridge gets to the red line. He dumps it in as several Penmen go off on a line change. And Sturgeon will play it in the near side corner in the Eagle zone. Skates away from 2 Penmen, but lost it before the third and kept in by Marchand. Marchand rims it around for Lynch. Lynch Far side, takes a hit, gives it away to Bice. Bice tries to get it out. He falls down before it can get out. Sturgeon takes a hit. Bice regains. Still trying to get it out of the Eagles as O'Connell looks for Aloy. Aloy to Bice. Finally at center, tried to dump it in, but a good step up there by Ethan Rodriguez to keep it from going any further. And then taken away by Minnick. Minnick, who's got 2 goals in the game, carries it in over the line, sends it toward the net, sticked away by Richards, turned around by Lynch, looking for anybody in front, but nobody was there. Marchand got checked off the puck, long shot from the point, blocked in front, didn't get to Richards. Rebound backhanded by Devlin that just goes wide. Here comes the Eagles with an opportunity. Here's Norling, one-on-one, trying to get around McLaughlin. He did, but he lost the puck on a nice sweep check by Devlin, and then the puck sent to center back to Craig. Brewer has it in his own zone, comes over here for Norling. Norling tipped it into the zone where McQuegan will chase after it. He's got Howell cruising to the net. He gets it there, and he did. And the best save of the game by Burke on a beautiful centering pass by McQuegan as he found Howell, but nice save there by Burke. His first big save of the game as Burke read it just as I read it from here. Pass to Craig looking for McQuegan. Ends up on the stick of Howell. He'll dump it in with McCowell going after it. McCowell tries to get away from the hit of Lynch. He carries on through. Howell back there to help out. Howell and McCowell. But Lynch has it for the Penmen, and they send a long pass. Brewer tried to step in to take it, but instead it leads to the other way for Watson. Watson and over the line with a wrist shot stopped by Richards, who grabs it whole, and then Watson gives Richards a bit of a shower, and Howell takes him down. With 5:23 gone in the second period, 3-0. Penmen. Coach, the Eagles finally get a shot on goal down here.
Yeah, that was a well-conceived play for sure. Well-conceived play.
Nicely read by Burke.
Yes, well.
To make the save. But the kind of plays the Eagles need to make, they'll get one of those eventually. If they keep making them, that was a solid opportunity.
Yeah, the task at hand for the Eagles is to begin to dictate play here.
As we said a couple of times, there's no three-point goal here, so you're going to have to chip one at a time. Face-off won by the Penmen, back to Flynn at the point. He sends it around the boards, but Noble takes it. Noble feeds it up to Gethings. Gethings tries to get it out, gives it away in the slot with the wrist shot stopped as Knee took a turn, the puck in the slot, then a turnaround, sent it toward the net, stopped by Richards. Puck sent back to the net. Richards stopped it again. Eagles struggling to get it out of the zone. Finally to Howell. Howell goes up in the air looking for McCowell. McCowell has it, leaves it for Gethings. McCowell gets it back right here on the half wall, but checked away by Twardowski, and he takes a big giant hit. Was that Howell? It was Howell. Went flying as well right here in front of us at the blue line. And now the Penmen come out of the zone. Twardowski in over the line, tries to make a fancy move around Sturgeon, but he stood his ground and gives it up ahead to McCowell. McCowell coming in over the line on left wing with a wrist shot, popped up into the air. Now right there by the side of the net as McCowell took another backhand shot at it. Comes free and then taken out of the zone by the Penmen. Twardowski in over the line, long shot, gloved by Richards for the save as Murray had brought it out of the zone. But again, another good opportunity here by McCowell and Gethings as the Eagles putting a little bit of pressure on, and as you do that, things start to happen.
Yeah, you need to do that in order to get your defenders to move and get out of position. So it's been a good period so far, I think, for Post.
6:22 gone in period 2. Face off to Richards left between McCowell and Hirschberger. Puck sent to the point. Long shot by Minnick in front. Deflects it off the glove of Richards. Minnick looking for the hat trick at this point. Popped up in the air. Minnick gloves it down, takes it off the stick, tries to send it toward the net again. But Bice came out there to make a nice play and take the puck away and restart for the Eagles behind his own net. Bice picks up his own pass, sends a long cross-ice pass nicely to Barter. Barter carrying it over the line on right wing, tries to get it in front to Aloy. It goes behind the net. Aloy checked off. Puck still there, and Aloy takes it. Aloy in the Zamboni corner in front looking. Barter has a rebound shot stopped by Burke. Rebound, the puck lay there. There's an opportunity for Aloy. Tried to get it in. Burke came back, and the puck is finally frozen as a scramble drill on as Aloy, Bice, and Barter got some pressure on Burke finally, some sustained pressure with a couple of opportunities, and Aloy had a wide open net. And Burke came back, and so did the block of Aldridge to keep that puck from going in, but good opportunity there.
Yeah, and that's the difference when you can get the puck in between the dots inside the house area there. You're going to get those opportunities. They need to continue to do that and try to get some success.
Eagles with some sustained pressure and maybe pushing back a little bit. Burke had to make a couple of saves, and he got a block by Aldridge. But now Harshaw on the draw to his left wins it back to Crowther. Crowther tried to go around the defense of Pompicelli, but the Penmen come back 2-on-1. Pompicelli and Marchand, but gloved by Richards as Pompicelli sent a low shot, maybe looking for a rebound so Marchand could bang it in, but good play by Richards to glove it. 7:11 gone in the second period, 3-0.
Yeah, nice little first baseman's play there by Zach there, because he was looking for a low far pad.
Teams making some changes. It's going to be Lynch and I believe that's Engdahl on the draw. To Richards' right. Face-off won by the Penmen. Heavy slap shot taken by Mothersbaugh. McQuegan went down. He's stumbling a bit, clearly hurting from blocking the shot by Mothersbaugh. Just trying to get it out, probably looking for a line change. He's got to go to the far end of the ice for the change in this period, and Norling comes out with it. Norling up the high glass, and there goes McQuegan off for the change. He's hurting from that block. Engdahl chasing Flynn around the net, then Norling came out to help as well, but the Penmen tried to get it out of the zone, and then they trip, and the Eagles get away with that one. Engdahl trying to center it in front to Howell, and it deflects high and wide as Burke came out to check it. Howell fighting with Flynn. Coming in to help is McCowell. McCowell with Howell. Gets it back to the point to Cardo. Cardo goes off the glass, sends it back into the near corner. Gethings will go after it. He takes it, tried to center it out in front to Howell, but it got blocked and sent back to the point to Cardo. Cardo makes a nice move, but then loses the puck, and it comes out to... No, it doesn't. It's kept in the zone. Nicely done there. Gethings to Howell in front with a bad angle shot. Popped up in the air by Burke as he tried to glove it, and now off the half wall. Howell leaves it for McCowell. Pinching down into the corner to Gethings. Gethings tries to bring it out, then try to send it back to McCowell. Penmen just trying to get it out, and they finally do on the carry by Watson. Watson gets to the red line, rims it around as they go off for a line change. O'Connell now fighting with Devlin and three other players, and Sturgeon's the one who comes away with it with 11:20 to go in period number 2. 3-0 Penmen. Back to the point, and it goes outside the zone as it couldn't be handled by Jack Gray, sent right back into Richards, where the Eagles will send it out to center. Gethings. Nice look for Howell with a break. 2-on-1 possible. Nice pass ahead to McCowley. Did it go in? I think it did. They score! It did go in. O'Connell. I don't know if the first shot went in, but O'Connell came in and got the rebound. And at 8:59, the Eagle pressure gets it going, and a goal for O'Connell to make it 3-1.
That's just a great job of a good transition, putting pucks to the net, and really good net drive by Post.
For O'Connell, his first goal of the season, the sophomore at Carmel, New York, makes it 3-1. We'll see about the assist in a moment. I thought that first shot went in, but good job by O'Connell to keep pinching for it and to get the puck into the net. Didn't stop, even though I thought the first one went in. But O'Connell gets the goal at 8:59 to make it 3-1. And now the Eagles can fight back a little bit. But here's an opportunity for the Penmen, and they get it right back, and they score. Into the slot, a loose puck was picked up, cruised in as the Eagles had all the momentum after pushing for the last couple of minutes. But Jackson Aldridge, the senior out of Waterville, Maine, gets his first goal of the season. And at 9:20, just 21 seconds later, the Penmen make it 4-1.
Yeah, I think that's a goal we'd like to have back. I think that's what we'd like to have back, but you got to just keep pushing here. Now the Post knows that they can put pucks in the net, clean some things up defensively, and plenty of game left.
Puck sent into the Penmen zone. Crowther fighting for it, chipped out the center where Delory got it on his stick. And then sent back into the Penmen zone. 4-1 Penmen as the Eagles made it 3-1, and 21 seconds later, the Penmen make it 4-1. Drew Blodgett has replaced Zach Richards in goal. Richards, who didn't play poorly, but also, some shots he maybe could have stopped that weren't heavy shots or 10 bell opportunities, but Coach Richter looking for some momentum, and now they're going to take a boarding penalty as Harshaw boarded Coleman knee. And the only question is whether it's going to be 2 or 5 at 10-12. While they're putting him in, let's see if we can get an update on the last couple goals, see if we have any assists here. So O'Connell from Bice at 8:59. I think Aloy probably should get an assist on that as well. But for the moment, it's O'Connell from Bice at 8:59. Still waiting on the assist for the Aldrich goal. There might be one, but that would be it on Aldrich's goal at 9:20, as he kind of found a loose puck in the slot. Not sure if it was given to him or if he found it. But that's the goal at 4:01. So a 2-minute penalty to Harshaw for boarding. And the Penmen, who are 1 for 2 on the man advantage, go back to the power play, where they were last coming into the game, 3 for 41. They're now 4 for 43. Creeping closer to that 10% mark. Here's Pompaselli, who's got a goal in this game. 4-1 Penmen. Sent into the far side corner, now back to the point where Watson fanned on his pass to McLaughlin, and it goes out to center. Back in over the line come the Penmen. They stop right there. Watson goes back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin center point, sends it toward the net, blocked in front. It didn't get there. Then a backhand pass looking for Pompaselli, couldn't. And out comes Barter on a break if he gets the puck. He's on the blue line. He's into the zone. He comes in on a break. Comes toward the net, chopped away though by Pompaselli. And there's a penalty behind the play for tripping. And that'll end the Penmen power play as Lynch goes for tripping at 11:06. Penalty was not on the Barter breakaway. It was behind the play.
Yeah, good break for Poser. Certainly not a play you want to make. Just no reason for that trip.
Barter, though, had a good opportunity on the breakaway. But good defense come back by Pompaselli to make a play on Barter. Now Barter picks up the puck in the slot, had to roll off his stick as we go 4-on-4 for the next 58 seconds. Eagles trailing 4-1. They know they can get goals in the net. They put some pressure on, though. So it'll be interesting to see if the Eagles can apply some more pressure now on the 4-on-4. They played well 4-on-4 against Franklin Pierce. And they're going to call that a hand pass as Cardo touched it off the glove of Bice with 8:29 remaining in the second period. 42 seconds on the 4-on-4, and then the Eagles will have a 56-second man advantage. Face-off won by the Eagles to Sturgeon in the near side corner. Gives to Barter, looks for a nice pass across to Cardo, and out come the Eagles. Cardo in over the line, takes a hit, leaves the puck. Barter went for the hit instead of the puck. Cardo comes away with it. One-timer deflected just wide. Bice picks up the puck behind the net, looking for Barter. Barter goes back behind the net to help out. Now in the Zamboni corner, pinching in is Craig, but taken by Pompaselli out of the zone. And as the puck gets dumped in, Brewer's going to get a roughing penalty with 8 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. And 7:56 to go in the period. Are they throwing Brewer out?
Yeah, we'll see exactly what they call that, but the puck had left, so it looked more like maybe an interference as much as anything, but we'll see what the officials come up with here.
Well, they put 5 minutes on the board for Brewer. Which is bad in two ways. One, Pompaselli able to get up, by the way. I didn't even see him down. I couldn't see him from this angle, so good Pompaselli's able to get up under his own power. But Brewer gets 5 minutes, so that means 5 minutes of penalty time the Eagles have to kill, and you lose your best defenseman, one of your best defensemen, if not your best defenseman, for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and we'll have to put someone in the box here to serve that 5.
Technically, you don't have to put somebody in for the 5. You can wait till you get closer. Unless there's a different rule at college. I don't want to.
Yeah, he's in there now.
Okay. But you could theoretically hold the player out till toward the end and put somebody in, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
I've seen that at the pro level.
I think you're right.
And I've seen teams get burned, by the way, on penalties where they didn't put somebody in, and then they go after the 5 minutes, and the whistle hasn't blown. And you got to wait till the whistle blows till he can take somebody out.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the smart money is put him in right away. Kill it and move on.
So a 4-on-3 for 8 seconds. Then we'll have 4-on-4 for 55 seconds. And then we'll go 5-on-4 for the Penmen. Engdahl taken down like a bowling pin by 3 different players looking for a penalty as much as anything. And back comes Nee. So we're 4-on-4 right now. Nee over the line with a wrist shot that goes wide by Blodgett. Brewer, 5-minute major. He's gone for the game now. A hit behind the net. Pops the puck free and out to center with 30 remaining on the 4-on-4. They're calling boarding, coach, on Brewer. 5 minutes for boarding and a game misconduct. Puck comes free to center, sent all the way down. This is going to be an icing because the Eagles aren't shorthanded yet. And we'll have 16 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. Then the Penmen will have 3:58 of major penalty time, leading 4-1. Looks like they're saying it's not an icing, maybe.
That's a break.
No, they're getting a penalty. There's a 2-minute penalty on the board, coach.
I did not see what that was. Something behind the
to
play.
Nick Dallaire for interference. So Dallaire gets 2 minutes for interference. It's hard to keep track of all these penalties. So the Eagles are technically have a 4-on-3 after all this for 16 seconds. Here's Noble. Noble back to Delory. Delory to Howell with 9 to Delory to Howell. Howell tries to center across to Noble with 5 on the 4-on-3. Eagles get no shots on the 4-on-3. Gethings is now we're 4-on-4. Gethings turns, waits, fires, looking for an opening. Found one. The puck squirts free. Gethings fights for it. He gets checked into the wall. No penalty there as the fans looking for another Penmen penalty. Delory in front looking for Howell. It's sent down to center where we're 4-on-4 for 1:25 now. And then after all of this, theoretically the Penmen will have some major penalty time somewhere in the neighborhood of 2:13. Eagles had a nice setup on the 4-on-3, coach, but didn't take a shot.
No, they had a good look there. They had a good look for sure.
Sent around the boards by Noble out to the right point where Delory kept it in momentarily. It got chipped out by Watson, and now the Penmen come back 1-on-1. Watson tries to go around Noble. He kind of did. Takes a shot. Stopped by Blodgett as he managed to make a nice move around Noble. Did Watson, who's got a couple of assists in this game. 45 on the 4-on-4. Long pass to Howell. He gets to the blue line, dumps it in all the way around, but the Eagles go for a full line change. And then a long pass up ahead to Watson, who's sort of basket hanging at the blue line. Watson picks it up on the right side, sends the shot toward the net, swallowed whole by Blodgett. With 5:39 to go in the second period, 4-1. A rash of penalties over the last 5 minutes or so, but 4-on-4 for 30 seconds, and theoretically the Penmen will have 2:14 on what will remain a major penalty.
You'd like to see this even out so we could just play some 5-on-5 hockey here.
I'm surprised they didn't get that penalty in a corner where Gething sort of took a bit of a board right there. But they didn't. There's been some missed penalties in this game. Long shot from the point, stopped right on by Blodgett. Mothersbaugh had the shot from the right point. Nice stop by the right pad of Blodgett. Played in by Nee. Nee holds the puck, waits, gives it over to Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh fakes, holds, waits, sends it towards the net with a big screen in front. And here comes Bice with 12 on the 4-on-4. Passes out to Barter. Barter carries the center. He's in over the line. He's taken down. No penalty there as Barter was dumped. And we might finally have that major penalty time with 2:14 to go as it's 5-on-4. And there goes Barter. There's the penalty. So, out of this entire 5-minute major for boarding that Brewer took, the Penmen have a total of 2 seconds of 5-minute major time. I don't think I've ever seen that.
No.
2 seconds of major time. 5-minute major time. They had 2 seconds.
I'm not sure if there's enough room on the score sheet to keep track
They
of
were
this
actually
right now.
shorthanded, no less, on the 5-minute major
Yeah.
for 10 seconds.
Yeah, you don't see that.
It's not something you see every day, but So essentially, after this penalty is over, barring anything else, the Penmen will have 10 seconds of major penalty time, which will end up, if they are lucky, with 12 full seconds of major penalty time on this whole thing. I don't think I've seen that. It's been a long time. 4-on-4 again. Over the line with a shot is Lynch, stopped by Blodgett. Down goes Pompaselli, but back come the Eagles. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Behind Norling did it go. This should be an icing, but they didn't call the icing. Break for the Eagles there. Questionable why that wasn't an icing. O'Connell plays it at center point, gives it to Craig. Stickless player is McLaughlin. Eagles need to keep it in and apply the pressure. McLaughlin doesn't have a stick. I don't know if it's broken or he just can't get to it. He's going to go get his stick finally, and out come the Penmen. Wasted opportunity there for the Eagles again. Got to keep that puck in and get shots on. You had a 4-on-3. Lynch does a good job winding and ragging. Noble takes him out in the far side corner. Puck comes free. Another player gets dumped as the physicality is increased, and there's a wrestling match inside the Eagles zone. Noble had it poked off his stick. Came away with it, though, and taken away is Dallaire. Dallaire with a breakaway from the line and backhand, forehand, scores on the backhand. He went backhand, forehand, backhand, went around Blodgett, and with 16 minutes gone in period number 2, 4 minutes remaining on the 4-on-4, Dallaire gets his first career goal at 16 minutes to make it 5-1.
We kind of lost our focus there. We had a guy back, but they were able to get inside.
There were a lot of things going on. There was a wrestling match in the zone. There was the 3-on-2 that the Eagles had and then didn't take advantage. But that's the third or fourth time in these last 5 minutes where the Eagles had odd man rushes or advantages and aren't taking advantage of the shooting opportunities. I'm surprised they didn't blow the play dead on the wrestling match either, though. But that gave an opportunity for Dallaire to take the puck and go in on a breakaway from the blue line in. He went backhand, forehand, backhand, went around Blodgett with a nice move at 16 minutes unassisted. And that makes it 5-1. This game is picked up physically. Centering pass by Delory gets blocked. Taken by Crowther. He makes a nice move. Crowther tries to get it to Pekka. It's on Pekka's stick. Tries to keep it in. He goes 2-on-1 down low for the Eagles. Crowther centers it out in front. Pekka has an opportunity. He fanned on a shot. Delory was wide open. Then Pekka's dumped with 25 on the 4-on-4. Long shot taken by Watson. It goes wide. 5-1 Southern New Hampshire with 3 minutes to go in period number 2. Behind the net, Sturgeon will wait. 10 seconds on the 4-on-4. Feeds it past to Pekka up on left wing. Goes across the ice to Cardo nicely. Carries it in over the line. Long shot. Covered with 2 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. And I think referee's going to call a couple of penalties here.
Definitely was a punch to the head on Barter.
He pointed at both. Maybe he's only taken one. Which will then make this officially the strangest 5-minute major I've ever seen, because the Penmen were going to have 10 more seconds on their 5-minute major to give them 12 full seconds, but instead, Dallaire, who just scored the goal, gets 2 minutes for roughing. So the Eagles will have a short-term 2-second 4-on-3, then we'll have 9 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Eagles will have a 5-on-4 for 1:49.
I do want to point out, too, that a good self-control by Connor there, just kind of taking that punch, knowing that we got to score some goals here. It's not worth retaliating. Let's retaliate by putting the puck in the net.
So the Eagles lost the face-off, but that was sent down during the 4-on-4. That should be icing, but they didn't call it. We're now everything is, well, the 5-minute major is over. It's a 5-on-4 power play for the Eagles. Barter just robbed out a Penman over there. A clean legal hit. Well, I think and down goes Aldridge, who's got a goal in this game. He can't stand up. They're going to call the whistle. He's hurt. Barter laid him out with a clean hit. Aldridge got up, fell back down. He got up again and fell back down, and the referee blew the whistle. Now he's skating off on his own power, but he's definitely wobbly.
Yeah, they'll look at him on the bench and make sure he's okay.
Barter getting his revenge for getting punched in the face. A very clean hit for Barter, but definitely wanted to make a statement that you don't punch him in the face.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen a 5-minute major where ultimately you had no advantage.
2 seconds. I've seen majors followed by other majors, but I've never seen it where you get chipped away with like 4 different penalties. That's a new one. Puck comes behind the net to Craig off the face-off. Back to the point to Delory. Delory on right point, back to Craig. Craig tries to give it to O'Connell, but it's deflected and go over the stick of O'Connell and out the center. Eagles trying to be a little bit too fine on the man advantage. Just shoot it. Get it, take the puck, find an opportunity, shoot it, create some chaos. Delory dumps it into the Zamboni corner where Barter goes in after it. Doesn't make a hit. Gethings goes in to help. It's pinned on that Zamboni corner with a minute to go on the man advantage. Flynn spins away from Barter, but Barter still fights for it, comes away with it in the Zamboni corner, and he's the only one there. Back to the point to Craig. Craig sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection. It pops up in the air, and back to O'Connell. O'Connell tries to go down to the corner with it, sent out of the zone by the nice play of Jim Minnick, who's got 2 goals in this game, and the Eagles will regroup again with 40. 40 on the man advantage, 1:44 remaining in the second period. 5-1 Southern New Hampshire. They send it all the way down. No icing, obviously, as they're shorthanded. Blodgett takes a little hit from Lynch, loses the puck, and there's going to be a penalty. They're going to call the penalty for hitting Blodgett, I believe. Goaltender interference, right, Coach?
Yeah.
18:30. And we've talked about this before. Now, Southern New Hampshire's up 5-1. They had a 5-minute major where they could have buried this game, and they've taken 5 penalties now since that 5-minute major to give them 2 seconds of power play time. Now they're going to be down 5-on-3 for 24 seconds. You don't need to shoot yourself in the foot with a 5-1 lead.
No, I mean, I think that's a conversation certainly that Coach Walsh is going to have with his guys in between periods to settle things back down, because you don't want to leave excuse me, you don't want to leave that door open.
They win the faceoff and send it all the way down. That'll kill some of the time on the 5-on-3. Eagles will probably have one good rush on the 5-on-3. But again, the Penmen could have buried this game, and they're just letting the Eagles hang around. I know they're down 5-1, but don't give them a 5-on-3 for no reason. 5 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. It goes behind the net. Engdahl trying to center it out in front. It pops in the air. Bice has it. 5-on-3 over. Eagles now 5-on-4. Howell goes back to the point to Cardo and just mistakes that you don't need to make. Cardo wide open, and the puck goes out the center. Minute remaining in the second period. 1:25 on the man advantage. Rimmed all the way around past Burke. It goes back to the point and all the way down. Full line change for the Penmen. A couple of players change for the Eagles with 40 remaining in the second period. On the power play, Aloy gets to the red line, carries it into the blue line. Stick goes flying. I think that belonged to Connor Ball. Eagles get the puck to Howell. Nice pass to Bice. Bice, top the slot, holds, waits, wrists it high with the best opportunity of this entire sort of set of time. Cardo chips it down to Gethings. Gethings pinches it into the near side corner. Taken by Minnick. Minnick tries to pinch it out. Can't get it out. It goes back to the point to Cardo with 13. He cruises down. Takes a shot deflected off the glove of Burke and wide. 8 seconds remaining. Bice down to Aloy. Aloy with 5. Aloy spinning with it. He's got to put it toward the net. He tries to. It's blocked. It's gloved out. And that'll end period number 2 with 30 seconds remaining on the Eagle man advantage, with which I've lost how many they've had because they had a couple of short ones in the last 10 minutes. But Southern New Hampshire scores 3 goals in the second period to give themselves a 5-1 lead. And after the Eagles made it 3-1, they scored 21 seconds later to make it 4-1. But what was a meat and potatoes game, Coach, as you said, for the first 30 minutes, the last 10 minutes was a complete dumpster fire of penalties, boarding, couple of boarding penalties in there. A 5-minute major that Southern New Hampshire had 2 seconds of power play time on, and the Eagles actually having a 4-on-3 and now a 5-on-3 and still trailing 5-1. Eagles got to simplify and put it to the net. Southern New Hampshire's got to stop taking bad penalties. That's my assessment, Coach. I'm sure you have something similar.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you're under their skin a little bit, so just keep playing hard, get to that edge, but don't go over that edge. And I think this game could potentially still be far from over.
Well, to keep taking penalties, it definitely is. I agree with that for sure. We'll see where we go as we get ready for second intermission. As we do, we'll go around the NE10, what we do at the second intermission of every game that we cover here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our second intermission. We thank you for joining us. We'll be right back. Second intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, where the Southern New Hampshire Penmen lead the Post University Eagles 5-1. I'm Jeff Nelson here with your recap of the NE10 over the last week, and that is brought to you by Post University, ranked by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online graduate business programs and best online veterans graduate business programs for 2023. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, winter sports are underway, and hopefully soon we'll get to spring sports where the weather is warmer. What better way to support your Eagles than with university clothing or branded items? If you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home or on the road, go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side, and then click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use the code WINTER20 at checkout to receive 20% off your total order, $75 or more. However, exclusions do apply. That's code WINTER20. One word, WINTER20. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Around the NE10 we go with the NE10 Play of the Week. That's Shane Sullivan from Assumption. The graduate from Holden, Massachusetts, recorded 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 total points while being a +6 in a weekend sweep at St. Michael's. In Friday's 7-5 win, he registered a hat trick while assisting on 3 more goals. Sullivan capped off the weekend with an assist in the Greyhounds' 6-3 win on Saturday. The NE10 goaltender and rookie of the week is Cam Carroll from St. Anselm. Carroll posted 115 saves in net for St. Anselm this week to go 2-0-1, including 47 saves during Tuesday's historic victory over NCAA Division I Long Island University. He concluded the week with a 2.72 goals against average and a .943 save percentage, ranking first in total saves and third in save percentage in the conference. NE10 honor roll, Maximilian Banoon from Franklin Pierce. We saw him last weekend. He got on the honor roll with his first career shutout, a 2-0 win over Post. He stopped 36 shots, including 10 on the power play. Trevor Lawler from Franklin Pierce. He started 2 of the 3 games this week. He scored 2 goals, added an assist, and was +2 on the week where the Ravens gave up 9 goals. Alex Grace from St. A's. He scored 2 goals, dished out 2 assists for 4 points to help St. A's go undefeated. They defeated LIU, Division I LIU, in what was a historic victory for St. A's. His first career 2-assist game, and he earned the Hawks win. The first NCAA Division I win over a Division I team, in 30 years. Sean Guerin from Southern New Hampshire was 0-1-1 against St. A's over the weekend, and Guerin was in net for both. He made 62 total saves in the 2 games and a 2.90 goals against average. We're likely to see him tomorrow in Game 2 of this series. And Ryan Pompiselli, who's got a goal in this game, he was SNHU's top scorer with a goal and 2 assists in the 0-1-1 weekend. He leads the team with 8 points, now 9, and is tied for the team lead in goals with 4. Now he leads with 5. NE10 standings, up to the minute standings. Assumption still leading the way, dominating, as a matter of fact, with 21 points. They're 8-1 in the conference, 3-0 in overtime, and 11-2 overall. They have 21 points, as I mentioned. St. Michael's has 12 points. They're 5-3 in conference, 3-0 in overtime, 7-5 overall. Franklin Pierce, who we saw last weekend, 4-4 for 12 points, 6-6 overall in the NE10. Bottom half of the NE10 has St. A's at 11 points, 2-4-2 in conference, 3-7-2 overall. Southern New Hampshire has 6 points, 1-4-1 in conference, 1-4-1 in conference, 0-2 in overtime, 3-5-1 overall, and Post rounds out with 5 points, 1-5-1 in conference, 1-8-1 overall. As we mentioned going into the game, the NE10 leader in goals against average and save percentage was Zach Richards. Don't have an up-to-the-minute total. That may now have changed, but Richards hung out to dry a little bit here in the first 2 periods, was pulled after the fourth goal, and Drew Blodgett was put in, sort of similar to what happened last week. NE10 leader in goals is Justin Surrett, who continues to lead the way. He's led the way almost whole season. His teammate Ryan Paragallo is second with 10. Shane Sullivan is tied with Werney from Assumption with 11 assists each. Ryan Decker is actually third, so a trifecta for Assumption, who's just piling up the points and the goals. Assumption also is the top 5 in plus-minus in the NE10. So Assumption is just dominating the entire way and has really dominated the season. Continues to do so. Zach Richards was number 1 in save percentage, coming in just ahead of Sean Guerin. So Sean Guerin from Southern New Hampshire may have taken over that lead. Drew Blodgett is 5th in the NE10 at .903 coming into the game. Blodgett was also 5th in saves. So Eagles all over the NE10 board in points and percentages and a variety of things, but Assumption, the key stat here is Assumption's just leading the way. They're dominating. The only thing they're not dominating the league in is penalty kill, where they're dead last at 74.5%. Everything else, they are just totally dominating the league right now. And that just says the state of where the league is right now. Scores from around the league this week. Well, let's give you the scoreboard for today around the NE10. No other games have started yet, but Canton University is at St. Mike's starting at 7:10. Franklin Pierce is at Arcadia at 7:30. That's the games for today. Tomorrow, as we've mentioned, Southern New Hampshire and Post will play the second of the 2-game homestand against each other. It'll be Game 6 of the Eagles' 8-game homestand. That'll be 1 o'clock tomorrow, 12:45 pregame on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Franklin Pierce will play Arcadia at 3:30. Assumption will be at Fitchburg State at 4 o'clock. And that will be the last game until after Christmas for the NE10. The next set of games don't start until December 29th when Babson travels to St. Mike's and Bowdoin goes to St. Anselm on December 31st. After tomorrow, Post's next game will be January 3rd at 1 p.m. That's a Wednesday, I believe, as Kings of Pennsylvania will travel here to play Post in Game 7 of the 8-game homestand. So that's your look around the NE10. Eagles trail 5-1 as we get close to the start of the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. We'll be back in 2 minutes with your recap of the second period, and we'll get you ready for the start of the third. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, where we're downstairs for the season as the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen lead the Post University Eagles 5-1. Shots on goal in the second period for Southern New Hampshire 16, a two-period total of 30. For Post 12, a two-period total of 21. Face-offs 13-13 in the second period. Southern New Hampshire has a one face-off advantage over the Eagles. Second period, though, was 3-1 in terms of goal scoring for the Penmen. They started it off at 2:14 as Jim Minnig, the defenseman, gets his second goal of the game, second of the season, from Austin Hirschberger, who won a puck off the half wall in a scrum. Got it back to the point, and Minnig wristed it by Zach Richards to make it 3-0. Ethan Rodriguez got the second assist at 2:14. Eagles then finally had some pressure in the second period and got a goal from Ryan O'Connell as he followed up a rebound after I thought the puck went in on the Tommy Bice shot. But O'Connell gets credit for it, his first of the season at 8:59, and you felt like the Eagles had the momentum. But 21 seconds later, that momentum was killed away as Jackson Aldridge found a puck in the slot, turned, fired, ripped it by Richards. A goal Richards probably wants to have back, and the goal that led him to the bench to make it 4-1 at 9:20. And then a beautiful singular effort by Nick Dallaire, the freshman out of Waltham, Massachusetts, to take the puck away from Wyatt Noble, go in on a breakaway, went backhand, forehand, backhand around Blodgett at 16 minutes to make it 5-1. And that's where we are. Coach, Eagles had a lot of opportunities to get pucks on the net, and time and again, silly things are happening. They're not getting the puck toward the net. The puck goes out the center, killing time. They had multiple power plays. They have 30 seconds remaining on this power play. They have a 5-on-3. They have a 4-on-3. And despite losing Nick Brewer for the rest of the game for a shot to the head in a 5-minute major for boarding, of which Southern New Hampshire had 2 full seconds of power play time on that 5-minute major, the Eagles can't take advantage because they're not putting pucks on the net.
No, I mean, they need to play 5-on-5 in order for that to happen, and that was they just lost focus at the wrong times. And, you know, when you're working and trying to do those little things correctly, that's one of those little things, and that'll come back to bite you.
Team's getting ready to take the ice for the start of the third period, as the Eagles will have 30 seconds remaining on their power play. What is credited to be their 6th power play at this point. They've had a couple 2-second penalties. To recap the last 10 minutes of the second period with the amount of penalties that occurred would take an hour.
Yeah, right now it looks like I went to a penalty contest and a hockey game broke out. Still
no fighting at this level. That would be better.
Yeah, well, it's probably better when I think Rodney Dangerfield told the joke,
That's
too.
very true. Eagles take the ice. They're wearing their whites. They'll go left to right as you look at your dial here at the beginning of the third period. The Penmen in their road dark blue and gold will go right to left. Don't forget to join us at 12:45 tomorrow for pregame, 1 o'clock puck drop, as Game 2 of this weekend series with Southern New Hampshire takes place tomorrow here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. You can't be down here, or if you just like listening to us, you can listen to us while you're down here. Or if you can't make it, you can listen and watch us on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Good crowd this evening. We hope to have a better crowd tomorrow. What's great about this time of the day, though, is everybody's starting to file in for the family skate, which takes place after the game. So by the time the third period gets going, if the Eagles can get back into the game, you're going to have a gigantic crowd of people in this building.
Absolutely. Good point. Good point. Let's see if we can take advantage of that and the rest of this 20 minutes.
Power play for the Eagles, 30 seconds. Howell wins the faceoff back to Bice, and the Eagles will get first crack with 30 seconds on the man advantage, but a nice chop by Marchand off of Bice's stick. Sends it back into the Eagle zone. That's what the Penmen are going to look to do for 20 minutes, just chip, chop, and chase. Eagles have to figure out a way around it, and again, there's another opportunity where Howell tries to carry it out, loses the puck, has it launched back, but blocked, and here comes Cardo. Cardo, nice pass to Bice over the line. They're onside. Carries it in, looks for somebody behind the net, but there's nobody on the far side of the ice. Power play is over, and back come the Penmen. Marchand looking for Murray. He lost it, now goes behind where Blodgett will play it. Blodgett, who came in at the 9:20 mark of the second period, replacing Zach Richards after the fourth goal of the game for the Penmen. Out of the zone comes Gray. Gray comes over here for Murray. Murray takes a shot stopped by Blodgett. Into the near corner, Delory backhands it off the glass to Noble, who gives to Crowther, and out come the Eagles. Long pass looking for Pekka, but he stopped skating and couldn't catch up to the puck, and then the puck stopped off the roof, the much higher roof downstairs, if you remember us last year upstairs. And there'll be a face-off at center. With 1:11 gone in period 3, still 5-1.
Yep, again, like the beginning of every period, just getting your legs going.
Harshaw wins the face-off to Deloria, who gets to the red line and tries to keep going, but is chopped off his stick by Hirschberger, who's played well. Harshaw to Pekka to Deloria, who carries it in over the line, centered it on in front, looking for Crowther, and it's stopped by Burke.
Good hockey play right there. Need more of those. Keep that pressure going. You'll get some scores here.
We saw that in the second period too, Coach, but Burke was able to make the save on that one too. But again, getting the opportunities is what created the Eagles' goal in the first place.
Yeah, right now, Burke, he's making the saves he needs to make.
Howell and Lynch to Burke's right. Howell tried to go forward with it. Ends up being a face-off win for Lynch, excuse me. Puck kept in, though, by McQuegan as it rounded up off the glass and off the dasher, now sent behind the net. McQuegan there first. He tries to come out with it. Spins it in front. He had Engdahl. It goes back to the point to O'Connell. Takes a shot off the post. And back out it comes. O'Connell keeps it in again momentarily, trying to fight off the check of the Penmen's Marchand, and he just did. Otherwise, there would have been another breakaway, I think, for Pompaselli. And the Eagles continue with control. McQuegan back in, back to Engdahl. Engdahl sends it toward the net, stopped by Burke. Now behind the net, Engdahl tried to come away with it. It comes into the near side corner where 5 players fight, and it comes free and then just out of the zone. Past Craig, but it rolls all the way back into the Eagle zone to Cardo. Cardo to Engdahl, who takes a heavy hit by McLaughlin. That was something we're probably going to see over these last 20 minutes. Cardo and Devlin go into the corner. And I got to admit, Devlin has one of my favorite names, and Stone ahead. Howell, nice fancy move over the line, and there's Stone taking out Howell with a heavy hit at the bottom of the circle. A lot of jokes there, but that's a good name, Stone Devlin.
We'll let it go.
Cardo sends it high into the air off the glass, played by the Penmen as they go D to D behind the net and try to get it out of the zone, and they do with a nice pass ahead to Ball. Ball 1-on-2, leaves it behind, but the only one there was McCowell as the Penmen went for a line change. McCowell goes to Sturgeon. He gets taken down in the corner, pops free back to the point, shot taken wide by Minnick, looking for the hat trick, then recentered through the slot, just through a bunch of legs into the Zamboni corner. A recenter by Ball. He tries to center it once and twice, doesn't do it. Back to Minnick. Minnick holds, waits, fakes, shoots, deflected right on the Blodgett, who will cover it at the side of the net. But Devlin came down to the other end here and laid a heavy hit on one of the Eagles, and that's something I think we're going to see in these last 16 minutes, Coach, is a lot of hitting. Yeah, these two teams play tomorrow.
Yeah, I think both teams want to set a tone in this period for tomorrow's contest.
Barter and Twardowski in the draw. I don't know how they dropped it with Murray moving on the draw, and then a shot taken from the point. Spun away. Gray tried a spinorama shot from the bottom of the circle, but it was blocked by Noble. Noble then is checked off by Murray. Gray centers it to Murray in front, who tries to go short side high and just missed wide. Then a recenter in front as Blodgett was trying to get set in his crease. It just deflected wide. One timer from the point by Mothersbaugh. Rolls wide. Then a recenter in front. Blodgett stopped it for a moment. Bice took out Twardowski. Twardowski's going to get back into the face of Barter. With 3:55 gone in period 3, 5-1. Eagles without Nick Brewer for the rest of the game as he took a boarding penalty shot to the head that had him ejected from the game.
Yeah, it's a good no call there too, I think. Or is there a call?
I think there's a timeout.
It was a good no call, just letting the guys play and sort that out. I like that.
Or am I wrong?
I don't know, he gestured something over to the timekeeper. I'm not sure what.
I thought he gave timeout. There are only 4 players on the ice for the Penmen. There is a penalty on the board. It's to Mothersbaugh. I didn't even see him go in the box. I see his stick.
Okay.
I see his stick in the box, which tells me there's somebody there, but I didn't see him go in.
Nope. So
then the gesture would have been interference, and the Eagles go to their 7th man advantage. So Mother's ball, 2 for interference. That's what they're calling it at the moment. At 3:55. Gethings carries it in. Nice pass to Barter over the line. Closing in, going for the high corner, but he went high. What was nice about that shot, he was looking high corner on the post, and he ended up going high corner on the net above the glass.
Well, he did hit the net.
He did hit the net. So face-off in the Penmen zone. And just so you understand our setup, we're on the other side from where the scorer's keeper is, so sometimes things happen and we can't see it in real time, so we try to figure it out between our TV crew and our stat setup. Coming in over the line on a 2-on-2 are the Penmen with a wrist shot that gets blocked as Twardowski cruised in sort of slowly, and then a big hit in the corner again by Delory. No penalty call as everybody's looking back like there should be. Barter, who had a big hit on his own earlier, he gets taken down in the corner, and this game might get out of hand before too long. 15:09 to go in the third. 1 minute to go on the Eagle power play. A couple of backhand shots taken by Barter, chopped right on and stopped by Burke. Puck comes free, nobody there as Craig had pinched in, and everybody goes off on a line change. Cardo with 44 gives to Bice. Bice gets to the red line, goes high in the air. Burke gloves it down and will hold with 39 remaining on the man advantage and 14:43 to go in the third. Coach, a lot of hitting. Both teams looking for penalties on some of these hits. Barter got dumped. One of the Penmen got dumped in the zone over here. What's the fine line between hitting to make a statement and dangerously hitting?
Well, the reason that you're supposed to check and make physical contact is to give you some advantage with the puck. If you're hitting and you're not getting any advantage, then you're just really taking yourself out of the play as well.
Howell sends it behind the net, played by Minig, who's got 2. He pops it up in the air, tries to get it out, but a nice play by Bice to keep it in on left point. He spins away and gives to Howell. Howell looks down for Aloy. Aloy tries to center it out in front, holds it again. It got blocked, Aloy gives to Howell. Engdahl. Engdahl turns with a shot. Stopped right on by Burke. Now it's in the skate of Bice with 5. Gives it down to Aloy at the top of the circle. He goes behind his back looking for Howell. He gets checked off the play nicely. The power play is expired, and the puck sent all the way down. No icing. They're saying it's deflected. Chasing after is Cantelmo, whose name we haven't said in a while. Puck goes on the far side, up in the air by Harshaw. Tries to get stick down by Crowther. He just missed it, or it would have been a high stick. Spun away is Flynn, and puck pumped out to center to knee. Eagles trying to get the puck. They are 0 for 2 in this period on the man advantage when they desperately need goals, trailing by 4. Harshaw follows Devlin around, and a hit in the Zamboni corner on knee, and the puck comes free to the red line and dumped all the way into the far corner as Pekka chases in after it. Good job by the Penmen to get it out of the corner. It goes out of the zone as O'Connell couldn't keep it in. And he rubs out a player, and in comes Watson. Watson with a shot, nicely stopped by Blodges. He cut off the angle as Watson came down the left wing with a semi-break. And now Pekka is going to get rubbed out right here in front of us on the blue line. And back comes Murray. Murray and over the line with a shot gloved by Blodgett. That's Tyler Murray for Southern New Hampshire, gloved by Blodgett. So let me ask a follow-up question to the hitting question, Coach. Why wouldn't we see this level of hitting in the first 20 minutes by the Eagles to set up some of these opportunities? Like, some of these hits have been really good. It just seems to come a little too late.
Right. I think part of that is, as the game kind of grows and develops, you get the adrenaline going, and certainly both teams are probably frustrated over all those penalties. So the way you get your frustration out, in one sense, is the physical nature.
McQuegan chasing a puck down into the near side corner where it's won by the race of McLaughlin. Puck comes free on the far side. Eagles try to get it, centered it out in front. It goes off McQuegan's stick behind the net, and out come the Penmen the other way. Here's Tyler Murray at center with a 3-on-3 over the line. Gives to Twardowski with a shot blocked by the sliding Engdahl. Everybody lost it for a moment, but Engdahl had sort of swallowed it. And he leaves it for Noble as he goes off on a line change. Now Noble behind his net with 12 minutes to go in the third, 5-1 Southern New Hampshire. Norling tried to chip past to Howell. It didn't get there, and taken away by Cantelmo. Cantelmo taken off his line by Noble. Puck comes into the corner where 5 players fight after it. Now 4 as Noble skates away. Delory and Gething's fighting now. Noble comes all the way back to help out as the puck is stuck in the skates. Can't hold it there for 12 minutes. Good strategy in the last 1 minute. Not really good with 12 minutes to go because it's just going to hold. You're going to have to play that puck at some point. Around the dasher and wall it goes into the Zamboni corner where it's centered through the crease, but nobody was there. And kept in the zone by Ball. Ball goes behind the net to Noble, who plays for the Eagles, and he makes a nice play away from Ball and gives it to Howell. Howell looking for the red line. That's not a good play by Howell as he was 5 strides behind the red line. I know he was looking for the streaking McCowell, but that was never going to work with 8:28 gone in period 3, and now a face-off inside the Eagle zone.
Sure, when you're a big, strong player, you want to try to possess that puck, make some things happen with your feet.
Face-off to Blodgett's right. Howell and Lynch, won by Lynch. Back to Dallaire, who's got a goal, and they score! On a rebound as a puck was sent to the net by Dallaire, and Marchant found it. Anthony Marchant, the freshman from Norwood, Massachusetts, gets his first career goal as a college player, and it's 6-1 Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, when those pucks move to the point, it's important to keep your head on a swivel and pick somebody up. Find a stick, find a player, pick it up, because the puck's not going to go in by itself.
For Marchant, his first career collegiate goal, as I said, for the freshman out of Norwood, Mass. Assists to Nick Dallaire, who's the one who took the shot that had the deflection right onto Marchant's stick, and Brendan Lynch who won the faceoff at 8:33 at 6-1. And now a penalty behind the play. I didn't see what happened, but I see Barter standing there. And with 11:15 to go in the third period, the Eagles are going to be shorthanded as Murray was taken down. So we've had 3 players score their first goal of the season. 4 players, score their first goal of the season. 3 for the Penmen, 1 for the Eagles. Barter gets 2 for roughing at 8:45. And that'll send the Penmen to a power play. Last time the Penmen had a power play, it was a 5-minute major, of which they got 2 seconds to play the easiest penalty kill the Eagles have ever had.
Yeah, hopefully we can just get through this and get back to playing.
Engdahl will take the face-off against Coleman Knee. Won by Knee, back to the point to Flynn. Flynn on left point as Knee gets dumped by Engdahl. Knee, top of the slot, gives it over here. So Knee, top of the slot area, has the shot blocked by Engdahl. It was Flynn who gave it to Knee. Flynn keeps it in nicely, sends it down into the Zamboni corner where it's played by Marchant, who just scored the goal. Now given to Devlin. Devlin goes behind his net to Knee. Knee, watched by O'Connell with a nice pass, but too far, and rolls all the way back to Flynn on right point. Flynn gives it down to Devlin. Knee fanned on his pass. Players falling all over the place behind the net. Now Knee has it again in the Zamboni corner. Back to Flynn. Flynn sends it toward the net, deflected wide, and taken by Engdahl. He rips it up the dasher and all the way down the ice. 1:10 remaining on the man advantage. 10:25 to go in the third period. 6-1 Southern New Hampshire. And the score has really dictated how the game has gone, other than about a 6-minute period where the Eagles had a lot of pressure and were able to get a goal. Watson over the line, dumps it down around the boards, playing to Gray. Gray keeps it into the corner. He reverses the flow, but Watson had backed up. Now he has to pinch and send it into the corner where Lynch has it. Lynch back to the point to Watson. Watson goes to his D partner McLaughlin, who took a shot that just went wide. Lynch comes up with it. Sends a pass nicely into the middle where the shot was taken by Watson. It popped up in the air on a deflection, and Pompaselli has it on the other side. Pompaselli comes all the way over here to the near side. Left side point, sends it down around the Gray. Gray watched by Delory, pushed by Delory, but he leaves it for Lynch. Lynch with time and space behind the net, waiting with 15 on the man advantage. Back to Watson. Watson to McLaughlin. Back to Watson with a wrist shot blocked by Pekka. and into the netting behind Blodgett with 8 seconds remaining on the man advantage and 9:22 to go in the third period. 6-1 Southern New Hampshire. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 12:45 pregame, 1 o'clock puck drop, as these two teams will play the second of the two-game set here at the Sports Center of Connecticut on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Hirschberger wins the faceoff, and Hirschberger's had a good game as well. Hasn't played a ton of minutes, but those minutes have been really good. Cantelmo cruising in on a 2-on-1 inside the zone. Nice centering pass, and taken down was Connor Ball by Howell. No penalty there. Not sure why there wasn't one, as Howell sort of grabbed him and took him down football style. But a face-off inside the Eagles zone to Blodgett's left. Power play has expired, 6-1. We're back to 5-on-5 as Hirschberger and McCowell in the draw to Blodgett's left. Won by Hirschberger, but the Eagles come away with it. Try to get it out. It just gets out of the zone as McCowell got it over the blue line. Rodriguez goes D-to-D to Minig. Chips it into the Eagle zone, and Cardo will regroup with 8:55 to go in the third. 6-1 Southern New Hampshire. Cardo fakes the lead for McCowell. Now a long pass up to Howell. Did he touch it? He did not, so that's going to be an icing with 8:45 to go in the third.
Yeah, a little choppy play here right now. Try to get through this.
Good news for the Eagles coach is that tomorrow he'll be eligible. I don't know if he'll play, but Connor Murray will be available. He's the best Eagles face-off man.
Yeah, they missed that. They missed that tool today for sure.
Even though the face-offs have been relatively even, they definitely miss Murray. Nice play by McLaughlin to make a fancy move and took a shot that got blocked. And now Howell comes back 3-on-2. He takes a long shot that ends up going way wide into the corner, and a couple hits, one on Howell, one on Gethings, and back comes Gray. Gray over the line for the Penman, leaves it behind his back to Grodowski. He tries to control it. He can't do it. It ends up on the stick of Murray now behind the net. He goes behind the back, and he takes a hit. Gray back to Flynn. Flynn keeps it in, sends it toward the net way wide. Played off by Gray, back to the point to Flynn. Flynn on his backhand, looking for Murray. Tyler Murray has it. Murray cruises the slot now, keeps going with it as the hole opened up. Then he sent it toward the net where O'Connell played it. 3-on-2 if the Eagles hurry. Here's Crowther. Crowther is actually 3-on-3 as the player went off and came back on. So 3-on-3, Crowther had to go by him as Dallaire went sliding, and a hand pass, I believe, will lead to a face-off inside the Penmen zone with 7:53 to go in the third. You know how I talked about last week, Coach? People working out and watching the game. We got a couple people up there working out and watching the game today.
Yeah, I hope they're cheering for Post.
Face off to Burke's right. Won by, looked like Derek Flynn took that face off actually, and he won it. Puck taken to Crowther. Crowther goes across the ice to Pekka, too far, won't be an icing. The race will be won by Rodriguez. Pekka gets in there to try to poke it away. Harshaw down there as well, 25 and 26 for the Eagles. A couple 25s actually, as Minig is in there as well. The Eagles come away with the puck. Shot toward the net, swallowed whole, nothing dangerous, as Crowther looking more for a tip than anything else. And Burke, who's been solid, made two spectacular saves, really, because that's been about the spectacular opportunities the Eagles have had. That was pretty basic turnaround, spin around. But Burke has been solid enough, and it's 6-1.
Yeah, he's seen the puck, made the saves that he had to make.
Barter wins the faceoff. Bice gets it back to the point, but Noble couldn't keep it in, and out the center it goes, and he backhands it in while the Eagles go to tag up. They finally tag up, and here comes McLaughlin. McLaughlin was going up the ice, had to make a veer because Bice cut in front of him. Now Barter down there looking to hit anything that moves. Barter chasing down Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh gave it away behind the net, but good help by Coleman Knee, and he will try to get it out, but Bice does a good job hemming him in. Barter chasing McLaughlin now inside the Penmen zone. Penmen can't get it out. Barter, Bice, and Alloy have done a good job at hemming him in this sequence, but they didn't get the puck and they didn't get any shots. So the puck comes free, and Mothersbaugh sends it high to center where Delory sort of wipes away an attempted hit by Devlin. And then a 3-on-1 hit right here in the corner. And There's going to be a penalty as Knee struggling to get up. 3 Eagles literally right in front of us nailed Knee, N-E-E, at the 13:28 mark. Delory, I think, is getting the penalty on it. And Delory not happy with it as he slams the door in the official's face. Looks like 2 minutes for roughing at 13:28.
Yeah, there were 3 players there, so hard to tell who actually did what.
You don't see a lot of 3-on-1 checks at this level, do you?
No, at that point, somebody's going to be open.
It kind of looked like Slapshot a little bit. The scene.
I know the scene you mean.
For our fans at home, hopefully they know the scene we mean. And if you've never watched Slapshot, we highly recommend you do.
You got all night.
Watch it tonight. Watch it tomorrow. Watch it Saturday when it's raining and snowing or doing whatever the heck it's doing around here. Pompicelli, as the Penmen go to their 7th power play, checked off by Engdahl, and a nice pass ahead to Lynch. Lynch over the line on left wing, checked from behind by Engdahl, but he leaves a nice pass into the slot for a shot taken by Watson. Watson then couldn't control the rebound that was left for him, and McQuegan did a good job of pinching it out to center where Pompicelli will reset. Long pass looking for Watson by Twardowski, too far, and icing.
That's a good effort by Sturgeon there to beat out the icing there, or beat out the Southern New Hampshire player for the icing.
1:19 to go in the man advantage, 5:51 to go in the third. 6-1 Penmen. Stay with us after the game. We'll do the 3 stars and get you ready for game 2 of this series. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Come on down to the Sports Center of Connecticut if you can. They've got a good snack bar, good place to eat, good bathrooms, nice seating. Better than it was upstairs. We had a sellout crowd here a couple weeks ago. We hope to see you down here tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Puck drop here in Shelton. Devlin gets to the line, carries it in on left wing with a minute on the man advantage. Watched by O'Connell and hit hard by Craig. The hitting has picked up tenfold since the midpoint of the hockey game. And Craig leveling out. Devlin. Flynn gets to the red line, dumps it in, tries to throw it at the official. He ducks. It goes around the board. Norling checked off the puck, taken by Marchand, who scored his first goal in this period. Now up the wall and just in as a nice play by McLaughlin. Then he makes a bad pass to Pompicelli. In a 6-1 game, you can do that when you're the team up 6-1. But I'm sure Coach Walsh would like to see a cleaner power play for the Penmen. Puck sent all the way down the ice by Bice, who makes a nice play to get it out of the zone with 4:44 to go in the third. 10 seconds on the man advantage. 6-1 Southern New Hampshire. Out comes Hirschberger. Carries it in over the line. Power play about to expire, and it does. Hirschberger goes behind the net, tries to avoid Cardo. Leaves it instead for Ball, who sending it out in front, but a nice play by Barter to take it away. He just came out of the penalty box. And now Barter with a nice 9-iron, lob wedge maybe, out to center. Cardo gets it, looks back for Bice, too far, all the way down, not going to be an icing. And Minig, who opened the scoring and has 2 goals in this game, feeds it up the near side wall, and down goes Harshaw, and out of the zone comes Cantelmo. Cantelmo gets to the line, has a shot blocked. Don't not pick up by Gray as he came in. He fell down, takes a shot from his knees off the post, and then Noble's stick goes flying in the air as he tried to hit Gray. Puck back out the center. Noble still trying to get his stick. Means Blodgett is the one who has to play it. He has to go get it, and he ends up covering it because Noble went to get his stick, so there was no defender over there. That's 3:44 to go in the third.
That's a good, smart play by Blodgett. He's really aware of what was going on around him, saw that his defenseman was not going to be able to pick the puck up, so he took matters into his own hands. Good heads-up play right there.
Blodgett, who entered the game at the 9:20 mark of the second period after Zach Richards had led in the 4th goal, has been decent. He's given up 2 goals of his own, but it's 6-1 at this point. Shot from the point on a one-timer, deflects off the netting as Flynn pinched in as the puck just kind of laid there on a tee, and he cruised in from about 30 feet out and took a slap shot that deflected high and into the netting. Penmen go for a full line change off of that. Eagles will counter with Norling, McQuegan, and Engdahl, as Marchand, Devlin, and Watson are the 3 Penmen. One forward by Engdahl to the Penmen stick of McLaughlin. McLaughlin spins away from the check of McQuegan, dumps it down into the zone. Tackled was Sturgeon, and the puck comes free to McQuegan, who runs into Engdahl. Engdahl tries to keep going with it. He gets checked, but dumped it into Norling. Norling behind his net, looking for a centering pass, still has the puck. Back to Delory. Delory toward the net, deflected wide, and behind the net of Burke. Engdahl does a good job to fight off the check of Marchand. Comes back to Sturgeon at the point. He goes behind his back with a spinorama move, dumps it into Norling. Norling holds the puck, waits, gets checked, goes down, clean check, behind the net to Sturgeon, who goes into the corner. He gets checked off. Puck comes free. Eagles at least have some zone time with this puck as they're fighting and cycling for it, and it finally pops out the center with 3 minutes to go. Back comes Devlin over the line, 1-on-2, comes in with a wrist shot, gets popped right up in the air, gloved baseball style by Blodgett with 2:48 to go as we all await where Shohei Ohtani is going in the Major League Baseball free agency. I vote Toronto.
Okay. Not going to argue with you.
Others will say the Dodgers, some will say the Mets. I would like him on the Mets, but I think he's going to the Blue Jays. That's just my vote here in the broadcast center here in Shelton this afternoon. Hirschberger, who's seen a lot of time in this third period, on the draw with Barter, won by Barter behind to Craig. Craig, high up in the air looking for Bice. It goes off his glove. He's got to chase it down to avoid the icing. He wins the race and gets to the puck. Nice job by Bice. Bice in the near corner goes behind his net to Barter. Barter comes out the other side, tried to center it, but it ended up bouncing off a leg and out the center with 2:30 to go. Craig sends it right back in. Eagles have to tag up. Barter goes in. He's going to avoid the hit, sort of get pushed a little bit, but avoids the hit, tries to come out with it, tries to go toward the net, loses the puck behind the net, centers it out in front to Bice. Now Aloy has it. Turnaround shot stopped by Burke. Right to Barter. Barter back to O'Connell. Eagles still fighting. Takes a shot that's blocked. Rebound shot taken toward the net high and wide by Craig. Good block by Ball, and then Craig had another opportunity that went high and wide. Craig on the left point has it again. Cruises to center. Sends it toward the net looking for the deflection of Bice, who was standing in front of Burke. One of the first times today we've seen that. With 2 minutes to go in the third, 6-1.
And that's the kind of play you need to see from Post. Bice did a great job beating out the icing, and then you see him at the end there in front being the guy trying to tip and redirect. So that's the kind of thing you need. Someone has to take hold and dictate some play here.
And it's one of those things you want to see in the first period tomorrow versus being down 6-1.
Right. Well, let's hope they can build on that and bring that tomorrow morning.
Puck into the slot to Howell. Takes a shot. Sorry, Coach. That puck just went wide as Howell picked up a loose puck between the circles. Had an opportunity, but just went wide. Out come the Penmen. It's Flynn. Flynn will dump it in with 1:45 to go in the third. 6-1 Penmen. Noble tries to chip it off the wall, off McCowell, onto the half wall, being chased by 6 players, fighting for it. Chasing, fighting, poking, hitting. Finally comes free to Noble, who reverses the flow all the way over here to Howell, and he'll just dump it all the way down the ice. Icing called with 82 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, that's a puck I'd like us to just try to hold on the wall and battle it out.
Although I think there is a Penmen penalty, Coach, so
all right.
Icing goes for naught.
Okay.
As Tyler Murray goes for hooking at 18:38. So as good as the Penmen have played, and they've led this entire game and they're up 6-1, they've taken some terrible penalties as they continue to put themselves in a box for no reason with a 6-1 lead.
Yeah.
Bice to Aloy. Shot right on, stopped by Burke. Rebound to Aloy. Back to the point, one-timer. He kind of fanned on it to Cardo. It went off of Howell in front. Now pass to Bice. Shot by Cardo in front, and a wide open net did Howell have. Instead of shooting, he passed, and the puck got sent down the ice with a minute to go. Eagles 0 for 8 on the power play. Puck sent to Aloy, given to Cardo as he cruises down from his point. Looks for a nice pass across to Bice, but too hard and too wide. And Bice will have to pick it up in the corner. He comes back with it. Leaves it for Cardo with 40. Cardo down low for Gethings behind the net. Gives to Aloy. Sends it toward the net in front wide. Again, looking for a deflection that didn't come. And the puck goes out of the zone off a leg and all the way down as Blodgett will chase after it. Blodgett gets it around the defender with a good aggressive play. And here comes Howell trying to get going with it, but the puck bouncing, and the Eagles couldn't control it. Bice with 23. Carries it in, takes a hit, brings it in, dumps it into the corner. Gethings goes in after it, tries to center it. Bice looks hurt off the hit. He's holding his right arm. That's not good. Behind the net, Howell looking for somebody, but the Eagles were 4-on-4 because Bice had to go off. And the puck sent all the way down, and that's going to do it, Coach. 5 seconds remaining in the third. Eagles will go to 0 for 9 on the man advantage. Might be 0 for 10. We'll have to double check that. And they will lose this one 6-1. A game they were not in control of at any point. They had one brief offensive opportunity. Thought they could gain the momentum after making it 3-1, but couldn't do anything after that. As the Penmen made it 4-1 shortly thereafter. And iced this game 6-1. Coach, the 3 stars brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal.
Yeah, my 3 stars this afternoon. The first star with his first and second goals of the season go to defenseman Jim Minning. My second star of the game, because I thought he played really well, was a good playmaker, picked up a couple of assists, to Kurt Watson. And again, just solid in goal, making the saves he had to make. Third star to Colin Burke.
A solid 3 stars. I'll also give my pick, and that will be Kurt Watson, who had assists on the first 2 goals of the game, really setting the tone for the Penmen, who led 2-0 after 1 on goals by Jim Minnig, his first of the season, at 12:40, and Ryan Pompiselli, a power play goal, the only power play goal in what was essentially an 18 power play game, at 18:58 to make it 2-0. Right at the start of the period, they made it 3-0 on a goal by Jim Minnig, his second of the season, second of the game at 2:14. It was 3-0, and it was all Penmen. But then the Eagles had some offensive pressure, a good 5 minutes of offensive pressure after that third goal, and they get their first goal of the game. They make it 3-1. Ryan O'Connell found a rebound off a Tommy Bice shot that I thought went in originally, but O'Connell gets credit for it at 8:59. But then really the turning point of the game was 21 seconds later at 9:20 when Jackson Aldridge found a loose puck in the slot. I don't even remember how it got there, but Aldridge had it and sent a low wrist shot past Richards, and that made it 4-1. They got a 5th goal on a breakaway on a 4-on-4 after Nick Brewer was ejected for a hit to the head, 5-minute major for boarding, and then a mishmash of penalties in that 10-minute period. But at 16 minutes, Nick Dallaire made a great defensive play, stole the puck from Wyatt Noble, went in on a breakaway on the left-hand side, went backhand, forehand, backhand to make it 5-1. And then the lone goal of the third period is Anthony Marchant, his first of the season, first career goal, at 8:33, and that rounded out the scoring. Shots on goal in the third, a measly 8-7. 3-period total for the Penmen was 38. A 3-period total for the Eagles was 28. Faceoffs were 15-9 Penmen in the third. A 3-period total of 37 for the Penmen and 29 for the Eagles. Coach, tough one for the Eagles, a conference game they really wanted, really an opportunity to move out of the cellar, but they're not going to be able to do that this weekend, having lost this game in regulation. But they get a chance to come back tomorrow and creep ever closer if they can find a way to get a win and sustain some momentum before they go off for Christmas break.
Yeah, I'd like to see right from the start a better focus and a willingness to get inside the house, get in between those dots and put pucks to the net and find those soft zones too, because I feel like above the tops of the circles in those areas there, when they do possess the puck down low, there's some seams in there where they can perhaps find those players and get some great A's.
I feel like there are periods of time where they play well and it looks well, and then there's periods of time where it just doesn't. And those periods of good the periods of bad have far outweighed the periods of good, and then they're down 2-0, 3-0, and they're trying to claw back. How do you avoid that? How do you remember what you did in that when you're down 3-0, you have that 5-minute blast. When you're toward the end of the game, you have that 3-minute blast. Where do you find and contain if that youth where do you find that?
I think what you need to do is, again, you have to talk about it. You have to talk about what you did well, how you did well, look at video, and then you have to try to visualize yourself in those spots. You have to really micromanage it to some degree to focus on where you need to be, when you need to be, and make those plays. And it's hard when you're trying to come out of a slump. It's never easy, and the goals don't come easily, but you have to just keep working at it. And it's cliche, but those are the things that need to happen in order to dig your way out of it.
So the Eagles will have a big game tomorrow, big in a lot of sense. You want to go into that winter break with a win. You're sort of at the halfway point of the season, struggling in conference, but a lot of games left. You can pick up with 3 points per win. You can pick your way up. I don't know if anybody can catch Assumption to this point, but you can surely pick your way back up into the standings and get yourself into playoff position, and we'll see what the Eagles can do after a night of sleep and coming back tomorrow. Coach, thank you as always for your excellent analysis, and we'll see you tomorrow. That's Coach Pete Whitney. I'm Jeff Nelson. Final score, Southern New Hampshire 6, Post University 1. Join us at 12:45 pregame. 1 o'clock puck drop on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Again, the final score is 6-1 Southern New Hampshire. I'm Jeff Nelson. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.